down.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect possible rainy skies with a high of 90 in hour one of today's show. We'll take a first look at the matchup between LSU versus South Alabama, and we'll kind of preview the upcoming matchups in a big-time weekend of college football around the country. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome in to another day of OTB here on 104.5 ESPN. I hope that everybody's having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday, and there is a massive weekend of football coming up, guys. If you have not seen this weekend's college slate, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Of course, headlined by UGA versus Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Kalen DeBoer in his biggest test yet, taking over for the title. Talk some LSU. We'll talk Saints Falcons as well. How's everyone feeling today, guys?
Doing good. We've been sitting here listening to 90s country for about 20, 25 minutes, just enjoying some old school country. Get us in a good mood.
Hell yeah. Nice way to grease the wheels up a little bit. Alondra Taylor, everybody good? You ready to go? Ready? Good day today, guys?
Yeah, my wheels are greased.
Hell yeah. What were you listening to?
We were a little Mark Chestnut.
Yeah, a little Seminole Wind.
John
Wind,
Anderson.
a little Shenandoah.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not recognize any of those names until you got to Shenandoah.
Mark Chestnut.
I would definitely know him. I'm sure if I heard him, but I do not know the name Mark Chestnut.
Bubba shot the jukebox.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Oh, feel a little sore last night, guys. Back on the tennis courts last night. Not to brag. Me and my guy, Luke Betts, absolute battle against Allen and Conrad. Lost the first, what?
This man's name is Conrad?
Yeah, the young guy. Dude.
Young guy?
Young guy named Conrad. How about that?
Okay.
That's a good country name.
No, that's good. I hadn't heard it in a while.
Lost the first set 7-5. Got down 3-1, but we stayed the course, battled back, and won 6-4, and then won in the tiebreak, baby. That's right, but I am hurting today. My knees
I kind of
feel
know
like
how
they're about
tennis
to...
is scored, by 15 to which...
It goes 15, 30, 40, and then if you score again, that's the game.
I guess I just don't know the tiebreakers. Like, you got to...
It's not... You got to win the set by 2 games.
Right.
So you win like 6-4, right? That's what we win the first set. Yeah. But if it gets to 5-5, you can still win the set 7-5, but let's say it's 5-5. You win a game, so it's 6-5, but then you lose games, so it's 6-6.
And then you go to...
Then you do a set tiebreaker. I can't remember how many points that is. But then you do a set tiebreaker, and whoever wins that tiebreak wins that set. So we lost the first set 7-5. We were down 3-1. We came back and won 6-4. And then at, this level of just fun local tennis, if you tie your first 2 sets, you just go into a 10-point tiebreak. So first to 10, win by 2. Everything on the line.
Yeah.
Intense, dude. Feel alive.
What was that score?
We ended up winning tiebreak 10-4.
Oh, kind of a route.
We got hot. I was very heated when we got down 3-1 because I was serving. Yeah. We were up 40-11 the game. I got broke it, and it was. But again, guys, that's why this thing's fun. I mean, I've never done any the ancient athlete stuff or anything like that, Jake. But certainly,
are you a grunter?
just feel alive again. No, I don't hit it hard enough to grunt.
Oh, okay.
I feel like T-Bob full out yells when he hits it.
No. I try to not be obnoxious on the court.
Yeah.
That's
where you draw the line, the court.
That cheeky Englishman Luke has enough
That's fair.
obnoxiosity for the two of us.
That's very fair.
But yeah, shout out Conrad Allen. That was a lot of fun last night.
I mean, somebody in the chat said it. Conrad's probably good looking. He has to be with that name.
Yeah, he is. Great looking young kid. I mean, they both were, to be fair.
I mean, you got to be. Yeah.
You can't have a name like Conrad and be not good looking.
No.
It's well named by his parents for sure. Yeah. So not to brag, guys, but it's 2-0 in this 5 minutes league now. I don't know. You know.
Well, you mentioned it in the first 5 minutes, so I think you actually want to brag.
No,
this
I said
is your
not.
platform.
I said not to brag though.
Yeah, it's like no offense.
It's like not to brag, but let me brag here for a second.
Yeah, it's when you say no offense and then you say something very offensive.
Speaking of no offense, I can't remember if we saw it off air or if we played it on air yesterday. Did we play the Hugh Freeze sound yesterday?
We played it.
I want to play it again.
Okay, I'll be
because
ready.
I hate it so much.
Right now?
I hate it so. Yeah, play it right now.
Okay.
Play it right now because here's no offense.
Downs. I mean, no offense whatsoever to Arkansas or to Cal. I love Sam Pittman. I hope he wins the rest of his games. But I'm telling you, the hard truth is we play them 9 more times, we beat them 9 times.
Oh, my God.
And that's what's hard to take. And it's hard for our fans, I'm sure, and it's certainly hard for us. And you have 460-something yards, and we only had 50-something plays of offense because we turned it over 5 times.
How delusionally narcissistic do you have to be to call something the hard truth when the actual literal hard truth is that you lost to both teams? But you're going to gaslight us and tell us that the actual truth is that you would have won 9 of 10, even though you lost both? That is the most travel ball dad energy that I have ever heard in my entire life. That is a sound clip. I said it yesterday. I'll stand by it. That is a sound clip that is so embarrassing and so bad as to be a fireable offense. There is no accountability. I would be freaked out if I was one of these Auburn boosters that had paid all this money to make all this stuff happen. If I was old Yellowwood, I'd be shaking a little bit out of rage and fear because I'm so committed to this man who just said that.
I think Jimbo said yesterday when we played that for him, he should have been worried about that 1 and not the other 9.
I mean, because that's the thing. I feel like the vast majority of coaches hear that and they're mind blown because that's like the one attitude you're not supposed to have.
What?
That is what they tell you as a player from when you're 6 years old on. You're not supposed to deal with that. You see that out of the travel ball dad and you make fun of him behind his back.
Champ said, I know my boy struck out 9 out of 10 times, but it was only because the pitcher didn't throw hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. He's really a 400 hitter. It's just the pitcher's fault.
Look, also, right after he says that, you can hear like the faint sound of what sounds like a baby crying, which I think is really appropriate.
What's crazy is, too, like that's a place that you don't get grace. Like you don't get a chance to say stuff like that and go out there and lose games and still have your job. Like Gene Chizik went 8-5 and then 14-0, won a national championship, and then he went 8-5 the next year, and they fired him for having a losing record the next year, right? Gus Malzahn didn't have a losing record. Never. Like didn't have a losing record. Plays for a natty, finishes in the top 25, 5 of his, I think 8 years. I think 5 of his 8 years was how well he did. He fired him.
Yeah.
And we know they fired Brian Harsin after 2 losing seasons. Hugh Freeze had a losing season last year, including New Mexico State going into his building and not just like barely beating them. I mean, they beat the hell out of them. And now you're looking at another losing season. Like, you better be careful. They don't care who you are and what you've done in the past at Ole Miss and Liberty and other places. They fired Gus Malzahn because they didn't think they were winning enough and they didn't like where they were. And you're in a much worse spot now than you were then.
God, do you think Gus is just loving life over there in Orlando?
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely.
Probably going into that super secretive Disney club that I just learned about yesterday.
If he was, would you be super jealous?
I am super jealous. I got a
All you gotta
DM
go
from
do is-
somebody who works in this building who had a roommate whose family remembers, and they said it's all true. All these secret clubs and restaurants and
So
buku advantages.
So you remember when Steve Spurrier took the South Carolina job so he could play at Augusta? You think
Smart.
You think Gus Malzahn took this job so he could be in the secret Disney club?
I don't think you can rule it out as an ancillary motivating factor.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it would be for me. Absolutely.
I'd go coach running backs at
I would do.
UCF.
That's what I'm saying. I would do despicable things to get inside those clubs. Even though I'd probably get kicked out, because how I learned about him was this couple got kicked out because the dude was passed out on the bench smelling of alcohol in Disneyland.
Oh, well, yeah.
Are you sure you haven't been there?
He spent $400,000 trying to get back in, and they lost in court. So now they're spilling all the tea. It's messy.
Dang.
Messy.
That is messy.
Yeah, T,
Disney adult drama.
I don't know that that's the place for you. If that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Let's go ahead. Okay, guys, there's a massive NIL story that just broke about 30 minutes ago. Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Tiger Labor and Staffing provides reliable local staffing solution for warehouse, construction, and manufacturing positions, whether it's temporary labor, long-term hire. We got you covered with skilled, dependable workers, locally owned and operated. We are proud to serve Baton Rouge area with fast, flexible service. So, shortest waiting period in the industry. Tiger Labor and Staffing makes it easy to transfer top talent onto your payroll quickly. All right, Jake. So this is normally we don't get breaking news like this at the beginning of the show. No. We have breaking news break a lot of times before the show. But this morning, it just started making the rounds that UNLV quarterback Matthew Sluka, is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it.
Okay, cool.
So we'll see. We'll roll with it.
Matthew Sluka has decided to redshirt and step away from UNLV. Why is this a big deal? Well, he's the starting quarterback, and UNLV is 3-0. In fact, they've won 3 games to start a season for the first time since 1984. They're ranked in both of the major polls. They're ranked in the coaches poll, 23rd. It's their first appearance in a poll since moving to Division I in 1978. Why in the world is the starting quarterback of a team having this much success deciding to redshirt and leave the team? Well, he says, quote, I committed to UNLV based on certain representations that were made to me, which were not upheld after I enrolled. Despite discussions, it became clear that these commitments would not be fulfilled in the future. I wish my teammates the best of luck this season and hope for the continued success of the program. So we have this is many people's NIL nightmare scenario. We have our first major casualty of this kind of new era. Jake, I will say this. This is a nuanced issue with a lot of angles to explore. I want to know if somebody else is kind of tampering and offering more. I want to know if anything's going on behind the scenes like that could maybe be wrong. In terms of Sluka himself, I can't get too angry with him, because what would you do if your job didn't pay you? And it sucks. But here's the reality. He's a running guy. He's not going to be an NFL quarterback.
No.
He has one opportunity in life in which to make money playing football, and it's right now. And again, what would we do if your job just wasn't going to pay you what they promised? It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But you cannot write checks that your ass can't cash.
Yeah, I mean, you probably know I'm going to go the complete opposite of what you just did, and our listeners probably know that too. I understand that he's not going to be a pro quarterback, and they made promises. They're not keeping up with those. man, you got teammates. You have teammates that are sitting there. You're the starting quarterback. They're counting on you. This is not golf. This is not tennis. This is not an individual sport. This is a team sport. This is a sport in which you are ranked in the top 25. This is a sport in which you have a chance to go make a 12-team playoff. This is a sport that is counting on you to be the leader. And you can say, well, he was counting on UNLV. That is certainly unfortunate, okay? I didn't love my contract in the NFL sometimes, but you go out there and you got to do what you've got to do because you have teammates that are counting on you. And if UNLV was 0-4, maybe this would be a different situation. Now, I would never do this to my teammates because, look, playing for LSU and having those opportunities, I was fortunate enough to play 6 years after that, but I would give anything to have one more moment in an LSU uniform. You only get so many, and now he's giving these moments up. So I don't agree with this at all. This is not something that I would do. Certainly with my team having a chance to go out there and still play for a championship and the Mountain West championship and a 12-team playoff, and you have that opportunity. You look at their schedule, they've already gotten past the hard part. Like if they take care of business, they will be in a 12-team playoff, certainly with some of these other teams like Memphis losing. So no, I'm never going to agree. I don't care what his deal was. I'm never going to agree because he's still getting a scholarship check. He's still getting something. And, I mean, our scholarship check was not even enough to cover rent back in the day. We went out there and we played because that's what we wanted to do. You only get so many of these opportunities. And if I'm another team, how in the world am I going to put my trust in this player to go lead my team knowing that with his team having a chance to go do something they've never done before, he just walked out the door?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, obviously I played in the same era that you did. I don't disagree. I understand where you're coming from because, like, I too, like, those are the things that motivated me as well, right? There was no money on the table. So all you had to play for was pride, state, competitiveness, your teammates, the bonds forged in blood and sweat and hard work. What I don't know that I can honestly answer is how this would change if I played in today's era. Because I never went to the NFL. I never made money playing football. Never got a dime. I mean, I got a scholarship, obviously, right? And it's led me down the path that now I'm able to provide for my family with. So but I'm talking about like a direct paycheck. In fact, I think I actually lost money. My signing bonus was so tiny in the NFL. I'm pretty sure I lost money just trying to make an NFL team. And so if I was promised X amount in writing and then didn't get it, that would be, I wonder if I would still say, well, you know what, I'm already here this year. I'm going to stick it out. Again, from maybe a character standpoint, I would hope so. But UNLV doesn't get off the hook here either. You can't make monetary promises and sign deals and then not follow through on them and then weaponize things like pride and being there for your teammates against them when you did not cover your half of the bargain.
Do we know if this is not covering the initial agreement, or did he come back and because of his play, because of their record, come back? And this isn't rhetorical. I have no idea. And ask for more? Because if he asks for more, then that's...
So, I mean, this just broke. So details are light. But if we read his language, which I imagine a lawyer is helping craft, right? Or an agent of some sort.
It's an agent, yeah.
I committed to UNLV based on certain representations that were made to me, which were not upheld after I enrolled. So, and this is just his side of the story, guys. Okay, let's be clear about that. I'm sure UNLV has their own side as well, and I'm sure it'll come to light. But no, based on that statement, it seems as if he is. It seems as if he is saying that it was based on original agreements when he decided to. He was at Holy Cross before,
yeah,
and then he chooses
really
to come
good.
here.
Like
played 4 years, I believe.
Yeah, like got to the national championship in Division II.
So again, he has 1 year of football left. 1 year to make money. What if somebody offers him, I don't know how much UNLV promised him. Let's say $200,000. You played 4 years at Holy Cross. You got a chance to make $200,000. All of a sudden, they're not going to pay you. And then if you lose your eligibility, you can't make that money again. It's a hell of a, and that's just me pulling a number out of the air, but that's a hell of an amount of money to start your adult life with, especially when you're not going to be a professional football player. So I hate this all around, and I agree with you on the teammate thing, Jake, but also I can see where Sluka's coming from.
Would you ever, even if LSU promised you $1 million and they gave you $100,000, would you miss a game if they didn't pay up?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure
No
nowadays
chance
if
I
I played. What if the Broncos just paid you 10% of your contract? You kept playing for the Broncos?
Yeah, and I'd be like, I'm a meathead. I'd be like, we have to figure it out later. But I'm not like within the moment. Like I was a grown ass man when I played for the Denver Broncos, and I would be so worried that I would have disappointed my parents by not playing in the game because of a money issue. Ain't no way. But look, I'm not saying that I'm him or I'm you. I'm just telling you from my perspective.
Yeah.
I would try to figure it out on the back end, and we'd come back to it. I'm not saying I would forget about it and just let them off the hook. We'd come back to that conversation, and there's ways that you – look, if there was agreements, if there was things that were said, and if you have them in writing, if you have them – even if you don't have a contract, like you still have a leg to stand on, we can figure those things out at a later time. But right now, in this moment, I got to be there for my team because my team right now is in a position they haven't been in since when? 1970 something you said?
Yeah, bro. So they joined Division I in 1978, and they've never been in the polls. This is the first time they started 3-0 since 84.
Yeah. Like I would have to figure it out on the back end.
Yeah. All right. When we get back, what do you think? YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Get your comments in there. We continue this discussion. I want to talk some UJ Alabama as well. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Hey, guys, go to oakparkevents.com. That's Oak, P-A-R-C, events.com. Fellas, you just got engaged. Congrats, man. Marriage is awesome. Don't listen to anybody who tells you that. It really is, okay? Also, people always talk about, like, marriage is so hard. I kind of find that, like, it's actually what makes life easy because life is hard. But whatever. The point is, you want a happy wife, happy life, happy husband, happy husband. You go book a consultation right now with Oak Park Events, and you check out their two incredible venues. We got Oak Lodge. We got Park 73. Oak Lodge with that beautiful New Orleans charm, elegantly appointed, beautiful finishes. Park 73, a little more outdoorsy, more green. Either way, they've done thousands of weddings through the years, guys. Turnkey service. They can match the food, the ambiance, the music, everything to your liking. Book that consultation today. Go to oakparkevents.com.
Based right here in Louisiana, over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back, OTB. As you can tell, this is a story that without a doubt has legs and is perfectly set up to dominate a news cycle. Alondra Taylor, you all haven't weighed in yet. Where do you fall on this issue right now?
Well, I said during the break that I need the full story before I can form like an actual opinion.
That's fair because there might be payments that are being paid, and he might have come back to the school. Those parts of the story, I'm like you, Alondra. Like I need to know those parts of it.
Yeah, I feel like there's very little detail, and right now we're only hearing.
Then don't deal with it as if it's a real life case. Deal with it as a hypothetical, and let's just say. So it's not a real life case. Let's say it's as we laid it out. Let's say he's being paid 50% of what he was originally promised. Where would you fall?
I don't know, because 50% I feel like is kind of crazy.
Like
but
underneath.
I think
yes.
like me,
without a doubt, the amount they're missing by does really influence the context of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like if they're paying 80% of what was promised, whatever. You kind of bite the bullet, you suck it up. You're probably a little upset, but hey, you're on a run. You keep going, right? If it's 50, I
think it shows bad character.
See, that's the interesting part to me is feeling comfortable sitting in judgment of him when, again, this is one opportunity in his life to. No, I agree. I'm saying, but my reaction to hearing that is this is one opportunity to make money that he'll never make in a normal job.
Yeah.
And
I bet he's making more money than any of us in here anyway.
That's my point. So what about when he's done playing football next year and has to enter the workforce? He's never going to have another opportunity to make that money.
It gets a head start on the kids that didn't play football and make money.
Yeah. So why wouldn't he try to maximize the amount that he can make right now to start his life?
I don't know, man. I'm a meathead, a self-described meathead, and I'm a team guy. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying like, how dare you have that taken? I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what I personally would do.
No, I know. I'm not. I know what you're saying.
There's no chance that I would miss a game if I saw you out there, if I saw Flynn out there, if I saw Dick Dixon out there. There's just no chance that I would miss that game. Again, that's not me being like, how dare this kid? I'm just telling you, for me, and he doesn't realize this right now, there is only so many of those that you get with the juice level of the next game that he was about to play in. First time that they're ranked, a great chance to go do something as a team, and then you're like, hey, they're not, meeting the expectation. Again, that part of the story I still need to know more, but I would figure it out on the back end, me personally, because there's just no chance for all the things that we have to do to get ready for a football season. It starts in January, and we're here September the 25th, I just could not see my teammates go out there and me not follow them.
I mean, this man's been 4 years at Holy Cross playing for the love of the game.
Yeah, so play for the love of the game.
Yeah, like what happened? That's what you should
have.
The
opportunity to make $250K happen? Okay, so Taylor, where do you stand on it?
Man, $250K in life, like that.
No,
I'm kind of like Alondra, where like
$250K out of
$250K
out of college would have been.
It'd have been fantastic.
Life-changing.
But in the scheme of your life, T,
yes,
$250K is not going to last a
it's
lifetime.
Not lasting. It's about starting your adult life. That's a massive advantage.
And that it is an advantage. It is not something that's going to define who you are and where you go in life.
A lot of people in
not
chat,
in this economy, T-Bob.
A lot of people in chat. No, I mean, I'm not saying it's life. I mean, it's life-changing money. Not 'cause it's going to last. Like, I can't believe we're being so flippant about what it would be like at 22 years old to have $250,000 leaving college. That's crazy.
I was very fortunate to make a salary that was similar to that in my rookie contract.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for my signing bonus, that part of it, it's great. It's a lot of money.
Now
Do not get me wrong.
You've got businesses like.
Yeah, because of my signing bonus.
Yeah.
Which I'm saying, but the 250 portion of it, I'm just saying like that to me, it's a lot of money, but I don't know, just not to walk away, I guess.
It's going to be interesting where he chooses to transfer. It's going to be interesting to see if someone is trying to. I wonder if someone is trying to.
So I did see a tweet from a reporter in Vegas, and I don't know like how much we can like take from this, just because there's no other report of this, just from one of them. But it says, per source, UNLV QB Matt Sluka has been approached with more money to transfer. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I figure that somebody is tampering here.
Yeah.
And look, Sluka's in his he's in his mercenary phase. I guess the other part of this is, it's funny you talk about the lessons that your parents imparted on you, Jake. These are the lessons that Cannon imparted on me. When he left the Saints and went to the Falcons, he's always been a hardcore believer in being a mercenary and going with the people who are going to pay you the most money. And it seems like maybe Sluka's falling into that, falling down that same footsteps. I would say this, I don't know if, and a lot of people are saying like play now, argue it in court, but that's the point, guys. There's no legal rules around any of this. You don't have a leg to stand on in court.
Like what happened with Jaden Rashada?
Yeah,
nothing.
So that's what I was talking about during the break.
It's currently being litigated, to be fair, but nothing's happened yet. And from what I've read, that's not. I think that's going to be like one of those precedent cases that will then be referenced going forward. Like it doesn't seem like anybody has a great idea about how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tay?
That's what I was saying during break. Like when you were asking, like what I thought of this. Players do this all the time. They go to a school, they get their money, and they transfer out. And then, word initially was, that's what pissed off Jaden Rashada was, hey, I want all this money up front. And Florida's like, well, no, we're going to pay it out over a period of time.
No.
Well,
Not true. Have you read those details?
Have
you read the details?
Somebody from Florida said that. Rashada said not. I mean, it's a he said, she said thing. That's what we're saying. It is currently playing out in court. But again, whether that's true or not, it doesn't really matter. Players still do this all the time where they take their money and then they're out after a year. Again, maybe this does set a precedent. We were talking about it during break. You were like, hey, there's no legal footing for this. Yeah, maybe something does need to happen because a long time ago, the schools had all the power.
Mm-hmm.
Now the players have all the power and none of the blowback. I think there needs to be a cool middle ground somewhere in there. Maybe something like this.
Aren't the schools also flexing their power, though, by not living up to their agreements?
But the players have the power to leave.
Yeah. And the schools have the power to not pay, even though they promised to. I think both sides are exercising their kind of leeway legally in this regard.
But it's like with this, and again, I don't know how true it is because it's one report, but like with the report saying like he's been approached with more money to transfer, then like, was he really not paid what he was promised, or does he just want to go because they're promising him more money somewhere else?
Also true, Again, these are things
I'm saying.
with
I
this,
don't know enough about this to have like an actual.
But that's what I'm saying. That we don't have to. I'm thinking of this all more as a hypothetical. We don't have to think about this with Matthew Sluka specifically and adjudicate, is he good or bad? Because what he represents, this is like when Leonard Fournette set out the bowl game, remember? And we're all like, oh my God, is this going to be like the new norm and everything else? It kind of is, like in certain situations, contextually. It's not been everybody. But it is contextually, it happens, right? So in that same way, Sluka just represents a situation that's going to develop more going forward. Gulf says he absolutely has to have a legal contract. He's paying his NIL deal. If he doesn't, he's even more an idiot, and his parents are too. Well, it's not that there's not a contract. It's just all this stuff is so oddly unenforceable. Like, look at Caden Proctor. This is something I think Taylor was referencing in terms of player having all the power. Caden Proctor leaves Alabama, goes to Iowa. What do you get, Jake? Like 100?
Yeah.
He got like 100 or 150.
Yeah.
Spent the spring there and then went back to Alabama. And Iowa doesn't get that money back.
No.
Because these contracts are spaghetti code. None of it's real. So all I'm saying is I don't know. Like, you'd be taking a gamble. I'm not saying I know either way. You would be taking a gamble if you were going to say, well, let the courts adjudicate this.
I mean, I think that's all college football is now, is a big gamble. Because like you're talking about, how many of these people don't have contracts? How many of it's just like, oh, we'll give you a handshake agreement. You can trust us. But let's say it's something not as big as that. Let's say Matthew Sluka is like, okay, well, or anybody. Oh, I can't trust them to pay me here. How can I trust this school to take care of me in this scenario or this scenario or this scenario? And then the same thing traversely with the school, like, hey, I can't trust that player that he's going to live up to this. How can I trust him on the field?
Some of the things in the chat are funny. I think this will potentially could have changes to not having contracts and not having a written agreement that's more ironclad than they have right now for both. And again, like, I'm not taking up for UNLV here. I'm just going back to telling you what I would have done if UNLV promised him the world and they're only giving him a speck of it. Yeah, then that's an issue.
Yeah. It's a fascinating conversation. It's like, there's no easy answers here, especially because you have this new age Jake just butting up with 100 years of how we were raised.
Stop using all caps. You're a grown man. Stop using all caps.
Of how we were raised and how we how we thought about college football. Okay, we got to go to break. We get back. Maybe we'll keep this going. We'll get our closing arguments in on the other side.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. You go to getgordon.com. Check out all the cases that Gordon handles. Spoiler alert, guys. It's a lot. You get in an accident, somebody's going to fight for you. Stand up to those big insurance companies. That's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You can see past results from customers right there on the website. You can learn about the philanthropic endeavors that Gordon gets into. Follow him on social media at Get Gordon as well. Get Gordon, get it done.
Go to the website, getgordon.com, and like T said, you can do everything there. You can chat with them, answer any of your questions on the website, get a consultation set up. You can see what they're doing in the community. At Get Gordon is always going to be the handle on all major social media. And if you want to give them a call, remember that it's throughout the state of Louisiana. So no matter where you're listening to us, they can help you out. You just pick up the phone, put your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. And again, when you go to the website, getgordon.com, any question that you might have can be answered right there in the chat box on the website.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Two young people without a thing say some vows and spread their wings and settle down just what they need, living on love. She don't care about what's in style. She just likes the way he smiles. It takes more than more.
Fascinating conversation this morning. I guess we should reset it real quick before we close it. But Matthew Sluka, UNLV starting quarterback, has announced he's going to redshirt and move on from UNLV. UNLV's 3-0 for the first time since 1978 and ranked for the first time. 3-0 first time since 84, ranked in a major poll for the first time since becoming a Division I team in 1978. So pretty shocking story. He's claiming promises made in recruiting that he did not get, monetary promises. And we'll again, I don't know the details on Sluka. We'll see. They'll come out. Is somebody tampering? Is somebody offering more? And UNLV was upholding their end. Was UNLV paying 90%, 80%? Were they paying 50% or 40%? Like, I don't know. But again, like we said, this is more of a representation of a situation that I think will happen more and more going forward. All right. At the end of the day, for me, I think, like I said, if we're dealing with like a generality and you're getting 50% of what you were promised, I think Matthew Sluka is well within his own right, or a player would be well within his rights to move on and try to monetize his 1 year of football he has remaining while he can, because he'll never make this money in a job, most likely, and he'll never play football again. I know it stinks. I know it butts up against 100 years of how we were raised with football and the values of football, but I think my honest answer is I understand where Sluka's coming from.
I do think this will force potential changes to whatever is promised. And look, there's things that are promised by the schools collective, by different boosters, and there's a lot of promises by a lot of different people. But I do think you'll have, I would hope you have more, I don't want to say regulations, just more ironclad. Here's what it is, here's what you're getting, and here's how we're going to fulfill it. Just because, like, even in the NFL, like, you would never have this situation. Like, your contract is your contract. Now,
or you could play and you could sue them and you would win.
Yeah. And when you hold out, like, you still get fined a lot of money when you hold out. You got to pay that money. Now, you can have a contract and, get cut in training camp and they don't owe you anything. Like, there's a portion of that. But the more and more that college football resembles the NFL as a business, the more I think you've got to start really looking at protection for everybody involved.
Yeah. So it reminds me a bit of when I was doing a bit of political radio back at WWL, and I was, constantly reading and trying to study and whatnot. I learned about Louisiana being ranked in it was like the deep 30s in terms of desirability for businesses to want to come here. And these are all old numbers. So I'm not saying these numbers, but it's the example here, right? And it was weird, Jake. So I'm like, wait a second. We have an unreal amount of tax breaks. Like, we give out more corporate welfare than most. Why wouldn't you want to come here and take advantage? What I learned was it was just a Swiss cheese tax code. So it was so hard to understand that there were entire cottage industries made around people just navigating the tax code. And so in that chaos, even though there were breaks to be had, it was too hard. It made it undesirable to actually come here. Even though both sides will have to give up some amount of power, if it is codified, I think it's way more desirable for both sides to have a clearer picture of how we're all operating. I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, because right now there's, typically like in something like this with this much money on the line, there's different processes. There's a union to protect you on each side, right? Like if I was in the NFL and I was this UNLV player, my first call would be to the NFLPA, and you would hope they'd pick up the phone. That's not a guarantee. But if they picked up the phone, hey, here's my grievance. Here's what it is. I pay you monthly dues. Go fight for me.
Yeah.
That the player doesn't have that.
No.
And I think that is a problem. I think it's a problem that you don't have someone to fight for you. Now, you've got individual agents, but all these agents are out for their agency.
Out for themselves,
and themselves. They're not out for the collective, group of players. And, unionizing this thing's been talked about for a long time, and I've realized there's hurdles and challenges with that as well. But this would be a situation where that UNLV player could call them, and maybe they could get it figured out before it got to this point.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy. Just the true new era that we live in. I do know this. Feel awful for UNLV fans.
Yeah.
Because if you're a real UNLV fan, you're already a complete sick bastard. Because this team has not been good, and you finally get a little bit, and then this happens. Absolutely brutal. All right.
That's the part that hurts the most.
Yeah,
is the fact that they're ranked. They look like they had all the momentum in the world to potentially play in a college football playoff. Now, upsets happen all the time. We know that. But the wins they already had, they looked better against Houston than Oklahoma did. They beat Kansas. God, Houston's bad. Right? I mean, they have done some big things, and those things that they have done now, are they going to last without your starting quarterback?
No. Even though what's crazy is his numbers aren't that crazy.
But, no, he's a runner.
Yeah, he's a running guy. Yeah. All right. That'll be it for this conversation. Very fun, guys. Thank y'all in the chat. I think this was a great one. Close at hour one next. We got Flestering coming up after that. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
YouTube.com. What the hell am I talking about?
What did you say?
I was going to say YouTube.com/104 ESPN and go into a live read about the YouTube channel. I don't know. The Queen, baby! You're home for football. Cash in, cash out. That was at us the other day. By the way, Jake, I still have your money. We just got to break this 100. So we got a big bet. Little 5-legger paid off. Whole team walking home with a little green. That's the Queen. The DraftKings Sportsbook is so much fun. You got all the casino games right there. You want to play the 1717 Restaurant and Lounge, Shaq's Big Chicken, the 3-Walk Noodle House, Capital Coffee. It's all at the newly renovated, beautiful top-to-bottom Queen in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it's really, just completely different than you're going to remember it. It blew me away, and T-Bob and I went the first time, and now going back and watching these games and seeing the sports book, it is an incredible venue. Come hang out with us next time. We'll be there. Go check out the Queen in Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
How quickly will this segment leave the rails? It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Ever since the days of old, men would search for wealth untold. They dig for silver and for gold and leave the empty holes. And way down south in the Everglades, where the black water rolls and the sawgrass waves, the eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminole. So blow, blow, Seminole wind.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, this is one of the ones we were
Seminole
jamming
Wind
to before the show.
It's a banger.
I mean, John Anderson never had a hit as big as this one, right? Like, this was the one.
It's
Straight
swinging.
Tequila Night.
Swinging was big.
Yeah. Oh, Swinging's him?
Swinging was big.
Oh, Swinging's a hit, too.
Yeah, that's a good one. He had a lot of.
Hey, now.
Yeah, Straight Tequila
Not that
Night,
swinging.
like she said.
My wife's been on. Do
Swinging?
y'all know anything about Mormon talk? What is this? The Mormon girls? They're soft swingers.
So I don't know too much
how do you
about
soft
this.
swing?
I guess it's like kind of hooking up with your partner, but in the same room as others.
As others.
Oh, okay.
But they also switch.
Okay.
Yeah,
That doesn't feel
like mouse stuff.
Doesn't
It's
feel a
like
whole lot of
actual
soft about that
swinging.
situation.
Yeah, it's actual swinging.
This came from that TV show, right? There's like
Yeah.
a The Secret
Apparently
Life of
now
Mormon
there's a
Wives or
TV
something.
show.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the completely broken society in which we live in.
So I've never seen the TV show, but I watched a video last night that my sister sent me explaining the whole thing.
I mean, you want to talk about, and it's to each their own, man. Everybody's got something else that they like for entertainment, and I understand the value of trash entertainment for sure. I mean, I watch like stupid YouTube videos all the time, right? But
That's my guilty pleasure.
You want to talk about something that does nothing for me? I cannot fathom wanting to spend my entertainment time watching the Mormon Talk Girls.
I probably
reality
won't watch
television
that.
show.
I probably won't watch that, but I do love trash TV.
I did for a long time. I was a huge Bachelor fan forever. Bachelor in
don't.
Paradise, all that. And then one day I don't know. I was like, every episode's the same.
I only have one trash TV show, and it is Love is Blind, and it's phenomenal.
I don't love any
That's
of
the
it.
only one.
I mean, Love on the Spectrum is not trash. It's reality, but it's like very like heartwarming, I would say, is more why I watch that sometimes. I mean, the only show I'm watching right now is Rings of Power, and even that's taking me a while to catch up. It's really awesome. Season 2 is way better. But how do we get on Mom Talk?
You brought it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember what.
Swingers.
Swinging.
Oh, the hit.
John Anderson.
John Anderson.
Okay. There we go.
I don't know. Check out Bad Monkey, though, on Apple TV. Vince
Hey,
Vaughn.
now. You can't say Bad Monkey after talking about swinging. It sounds very dirty.
We were talking about swinging on a front porch, and you brought up Mormon swinging.
That's true. That's my bad. That's on me.
Yeah, this all goes back.
Wait, I've heard good things about Bad. That's Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I've heard very good things
He's
about
so
Bad
good.
Monkey. Okay.
So good.
Okay. I'll add it to the
1,000 shows
unending
you got.
backlog of
Yeah.
shows that I want to watch.
I wish I had that problem.
Hour 1 of the books coming up. Hour 2, flestering. Keep it locked.
Off the bench.
Go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com. If you want to make the switch and you want hassle-free trash removal services, you want Trash Rangers. You live in Livingston or Cincy, they can handle all your residential pickup needs. You choose a number of cans, give you the price, tell you the exact days. In fact, they actually text you the night beforehand so your stupid, nagging husband will stop getting mad at you for not putting the trash out. They remind you because that's that attention to detail, okay, that local attention to detail. And if you're a business, well, that's anywhere. Okay, anywhere in the listening area, they got all your front load dumpsters, all your roll-off dumpsters, all in one spot, trashrangers.com.
Go to the brand new website, and you can sign up for residential service. You can sign up for commercial service. You can sign off for that roll-off dumpster. 3 different sizes to choose from. Let them know what you've got going on. They'll get you the right size. Go to the website today, trashrangers.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect possible rainy skies with a high of around 90 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll look at some of the top matchups coming up here this Saturday for college football, and we'll talk some LSU as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Well, and there's one other person here, and that's Matt Flynn. Sorry, hold on a second. DrinkMyHigh.com. DrinkMyHigh.com. Sorry, y'all talk for a second.
Oh, sorry. Didn't have my headphones in. Flynn didn't have a microphone. It's okay. We'll make the adjustment.
T-Bob's typing away.
I did. Yeah.
I was responding to chat. My bad. What's going on there,
Matt
guys?
Flynn in the house. There you go. I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
there
Taylor,
you go.
thanks, dude. Appreciate the microphone. I'm only here every week.
No, you're
Well,
not.
actually,
Most
that's
weeks.
not true.
Most
You're
weeks.
here
Most
once every
weeks.
3 weeks,
Look, I
and then
had a bad July.
You did have a bad July.
We'll
You
say
bad
since-
August.
You just had a brat summer.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Just a brat summer. We all
since
won
football
that
season,
brat
you've been
summer.
pretty good, though.
In fairness to Taylor, you were here last week.
Mm-hmm. And the week
So-
prior.
I didn't know if 3
We didn't
weeks in a
know
row was going to
if you were
happen.
on a heater or not.
I'm on a
And you're on a heater.
I'm on a big
Speaking of
time
heater, I can't believe you didn't bring me my high on Saturday.
Ooh.
I thought you
I'm so
were
mad.
going to complain about him not bringing you cigarettes. I'm like, wow, Jake, that's aggressive.
Y'all didn't know Jake rips heaters.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That is kind of crazy, Matt. You go to a
Look.
national Sirius XM radio show, easy chance to pimp the prod, and you don't even bring it to the stage.
Pimp the prod.
Yeah. Make me your marketing guy.
So I woke up and we were just hanging out at the house,
Yeah.
watching the kids jump on the trampoline, throwing the football back and forth with my son. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Jake asked me to go fight the traffic to do a 12-minute spot on radio.
Yep.
How was
Good man.
the traffic?
It was actually
Good man.
nothing. There was no traffic.
Burbank's chill. As long as you can take Burbank, you're kind of cooling on game day.
Yeah.
Interstate,
It's okay.
maybe
Look,
get
I
a
made
little
up for it. I mentioned my high.
Yeah, we did.
Probably 7 times
Look,
in
and
the
I have
15
never
minutes.
claimed to be the best at always remembering business cards or marketing materials, especially product placement. So,
Business cards are
well, a lot of things
funny
I do.
nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
How do you feel when somebody gives you a business card? Because I'm not saying don't ever give me a business card. I feel good about it every time I get one, but I'll be damned if they just don't I put them in a fanny pack and then they might as well drop into a void, just a black hole, never to be seen or acted on again.
I can't really imagine the things that you do for a living, are business cards aren't real necessary. I go to conferences,
True.
and expo,
Very true.
and you're
Very
actually trying to exchange information with somebody.
That's true.
But it's still hard, even in that case. You go to a lot of these things and you get 100 business cards, and you're like, wait, who's this guy? Let me put a face to it. Business cards need pictures.
That would be great.
It would be great.
I love name tags. I am always a fan of businesses having clear directories with names and pictures. Yes, anything to help in that regard, I am in full-throated support.
Yeah, I think that someone should start making that the norm. Just a headshot on a business card.
It would look a little cheap, though, somehow. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Great, but it'd be more.
It wouldn't look
practical.
great.
Be more functional.
Ooh, it wouldn't look as good as that eggshell white, slightly raised. Let me see your My High business card.
Do you think he has one on him? Like, come on.
I don't keep anything in my pockets except for my. That's why
You
we're
got to
a fanny
pimp the
pack.
prod. Yeah,
we can fanny pack.
well,
Well-
okay, but you act like having a fan. I also am a fanny pack wearer, but you act like that's an excuse. Fanny pack means you have plenty of room for business cards.
Well, yeah, I don't have my fanny pack on me. So
Where is it?
It's in my car.
Oh.
I got one of those locks that you can just lock it from the outside. So,
But your keys are inside.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to steal your,
I can have it.
We got
So I got insurance, bud.
I'm not saying that it's not why you don't have insurance, but that's like a lot. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. If my car got stolen, I would be very bummed. Because of insurance, I think it'd be okay in the end. But man, that'd be a lot to deal with in the short term, wouldn't it? Dude? Go through the claims, everything else. When I rent a car for a couple days.
But that's why they put the locks on the outside of the car.
But if the keys are in it, I could just walk up and unlock it now. Because I mean, what do you have a fingerprint?
No, it's like a little code.
Oh, okay, you have a code. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. Yeah. Mine doesn't have a code. Mine is just like it has the touch lock, but it's like if the
yeah.
keys are in it, you can't lock it, basically.
Yeah. Real quick, T, this broke about 8 minutes ago, and I assume this is a reliable source from Carl Reed Jr., college football analyst for 247 Sports. And he tweets, all financial commitments from UNLV towards their quarterback Matthew Sluka were completely met, but after wins against against Kansas and Houston, Sluka's family hired an agent, and they collectively feel that his market value has increased per source. Now, again, this is somebody that says he works for 247 Sports and has 50,000 followers.
I would say that's a legitimate report.
Why would you tweet out though that like what they promised me wasn't met? That's the weird.
Because we did tell you that was an agent wrote that, right?
Yeah.
An agent wrote that. And so very clear the agent knows doing. Okay. With that detail, absolutely. I don't side with Sluka then.
Well, like the UNLV people could have been like, yeah, if you beat these teams, we'll pay you more. Ha ha ha, because we're never going to beat them.
I mean, I don't like that. That
right.
That changes
empty promises.
In my specific, like you can say empty promises and say, well, technically, whatever. Like if they met the original financial commitments that they agreed to in recruiting, then absolutely I don't side with Sluka here. Then then everything Jake said is abundantly true. About not that it wasn't true before, because either way you're leaving your teammates, right? So that was true no matter what. It's just that if the promised money was being paid, I understand why the player leaves. But in this case, no, that's and it's like it's funny because it's kind of like a scale, right? Because he's still trying to maximize his money in the time when he can, everything else. But now I personally disagree with that.
What about when a player holds out in the NFL when he's under contract?
He does have to pay a fine for that.
I support the player. I'm always probably biased towards labor anyway, but I support the player also because NFL teams cut you at the drop of a hat. So if the contract's not real for them, it's not real for me, right?
That's bad luck.
That's a bad look for Sluka. It's a very bad look for Sluka. Also, we told you UNLV better get to leaking. That's why I also trust that report, or at least I believe that report was definitely UNLV being like, okay, come here, bro. Hold on now, Sluka, because that's not hard to believe that's the case, right? Agent gets involved. Hey, you could be making
and it gets into the family's ear, and then the player, look, just like any of us, like you're going to listen to family members in that situation, certainly ones that are older than you, and for guidance and different things. And, then you put out a statement that was probably also prepared by the agency, like you said, the language in that.
Yeah.
And
well, look, the rules are being rewritten every day.
There's not any.
Because there's not any rules.
Yeah.
So it's being rewritten. So at some point, somebody was going to ask for more because they're outperforming.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
just like in the NFL. At some point, someone's going to say, no, you paid me this, but I'm exceeding that, far exceeding that, better than our team, our school's ever done.
Yeah.
Pay me more, or I'm going to sit out. Like somebody's going to do that. Somebody's got to be a groundbreaker in every type situation, right?
Absolutely true. Maybe like some of the reason why I would because you're right, there is a disconnect with how I treat that situation in the NFL versus how I treat it in this case. I think I just feel like NFL teams have like unlimited money. Where it's like, I don't know what UNLV's got, right? And so like, and also like, is this another team coming in and promising this money and kind of tampering? I don't know.
That there's a portion of the comments on this latest report that are saying the same thing. Like, okay, well, is this another team saying, hey, here's what the evaluation should be. Here's what we would have had it at. That also got into their ear.
Ooh, whoever signed Sluka, though, that's going to be some drama.
I think for all like the classic college football fans who, are understand the importance of what's happening, but still don't really love it, they better hope that Sluka gets like squashed here, because it would set a pretty bad bar.
Yeah. You mean maybe not even legally squashed, like the market squashes him, like nobody shows up and pays him. Yeah, true. That would be one way.
Or the NCAA
shutting
steps
this
up
down.
and says, "What we're going to take?"
The NCAA has no power, dude. Justice Kavanaugh.
They can try.
The Supreme Court has emasculated the NCAA. I do agree with this though from Alex Anderson. Let's just blame the NCAA and Mark Emmert. If they didn't drag their feet and fight the inevitable deal, they could have had rules and laws. I agree. Like the NCAA just choosing to do nothing when paying players was so obviously inevitable. And not getting ahead and not being forward thinking is, well, you reap what you sow, right? Because I mean, look, now they're going to have to. Now the NCAA, now schools are going to be paying players directly from the revenue. The $20 million. Like if you would have done that from the beginning, you probably could have had more of like a salary cap type scenario and everything. But they just chose to say, no, we're going to do nothing and leave it to the states.
Is there not some sort of cap coming?
No. Well, I mean, the deal is there's going to be, in the antitrust settlement lawsuit, there's going to be each school can pay up to, it's like roughly 20%. It's going to be, I think, what is it, Jake? Like 23 million, 22, somewhere around there. But that doesn't stop NIL, They think it will help curb it, but like at the end of the day, if Ohio State wants a 5-star and Georgia wants a 5-star, what stops the boosters from competing over him? Even if the school, it's just money on top of money, in my opinion. Here's an idea. The NFL has this thing called salary cap. I know, but that's the deal. Then you got to unionize first, right?
I think
there has to be some sort of collective group that you can bargain with.
Right.
Get some sort of collective bargaining agreement that would. Because that's enforceable rules. The NCAA cannot enforce rules.
Yeah, I don't love the NFLPA, as all of y'all know, but I do think, like in a situation like this, Matt, if the player, like if the initial story was the only story, and we didn't come back and say actually they were mad, they came back, asked for more, but if the original story of him not getting what he was promised was true, like he should have the ability to call a union leader and not reach out to an agent. But you don't have that ability. Like if Green Bay would have done something like this to you or San Diego would have done to me, we would have called the NFLPA. And like I said, you hope they answer the phone. Maybe, maybe not. But if they do, hey, here's the situation. And then they work on it on your behalf because it is part of the CBA.
Yeah. And one of the other issues is you would have called the PA, and then you would also call your agent, but there's not that many players in the NFL. So, like, the amount of agents, like, most agents are really reputable, have a great relationship with the PA.
Well, you got to be approved, too, right?
Like, you have to be
NFL
approved.
agent.
I don't know if you do or not.
You have to what?
There's like an approved list. I don't know if you have to be.
I think
don't
to
know.
negotiate an NFL contract, not like a marketing agent. I'm pretty sure to negotiate an NFL contract, you have to be approved.
You do. You have to be approved. Yes.
That's the issue. So every college student now should have some sort of agent, but there's no like rules to it. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry can, family, friend, attorney can just take advantage of kids by instead of taking a set value percentage of what they're making, they can be like, I'll $400 an hour.
Yeah, what is it? What is it for agents in the NFL? It's like 2% in terms of contract negotiation.
3%.
3%
max. A lot of them take 3%. Yeah.
And then I know that like when marketing, all bets are kind of off. It can be anywhere from like 15 to 20, but
10 to 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, who's this in the Gulf South asked a question. He said, I thought it was talking about the money that the school is going to be paying the players. Said I thought it was based off of revenue. No, it is. It's supposed to be like roughly based off the revenue, but it's not individual school by school, Jake. Isn't it like Power 4 teams?
Yeah.
It's just like a set number. It's either 23, 22, or 21. I can't remember. But Power 4 teams can choose to pay up to. You don't necessarily have to. But if you're only paying $10 million and X school is paying $20 million, well, you see how the market kind of forces everybody to try to find ways to come up with that money. How a school like West Virginia comes up with an additional $20 million out of nowhere, I have no idea. Right? But that's, it's just what they're going to have to figure out.
Christian says NIL isn't salary, so it doesn't matter. NFLPA wouldn't bother messing with an endorsement deal. There's endorsement deals through the NFLPA, and oftentimes like that's who it kind of goes through. But Christian, I think we're saying like you wouldn't have more regulations towards even the advertising deal if you had a union behind it, and a union would have to sign off maybe on some of these things, because you don't want a salary cap situation, so I don't think you go that route. I think it would just be, hey, if we do this advertising deal, like we would make you aware, and there would be a contract so you can help us make sure the contract is fulfilled.
It is interesting to me, though, what Christian's getting at here, and it's something that I've thought about a lot.
Because I get paid through the PA all the time for deals.
But does a salary cap actually, in no way does it actually stop NIL, right? It just disincentivizes it.
Yeah.
Because NIL is just marketing. He's making X amount from the school, but I still want this kid on my billboards.
Yes.
But
it
would disincentivize it.
The portion of salary cap would be what the schools can actually spend.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people think that you would be capping the amount they can make in advertising and marketing, and that's not true, because like we have a salary cap in the NFL, but Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, like they were making as much as they wanted to through marketing deals. You can't cap that.
Now, okay, so then what's the difference between college and the NFL? I guess it's that the amount of money those guys are making is so extreme that like boosters couldn't pay that amount. So on the college level, it's just different because players aren't making as extreme money, so boosters can actually pay amount of money that makes a huge difference. So if you're paying a salary cap, maybe you're going to disincentivize it. It won't be as crazy, but there will, like, I still find it hard to believe that, like, Georgia and Ohio State won't, try to put an additional $15 million of advertising NIL dollars to have to spend.
I think the only thing that the salary cap would do is the players that you have to really go out there and find NIL deals for, you would be able to take care of those in-house.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's some players that they're like, hey, I mean, we've heard coaches be like, hey, like, I don't know why y'all don't talk about this guy more. Like, and they're having to go find NIL deals for those players, right? Where I think the school would be able to take care of those players, and then that would be them taking care of that, and NIL would go towards the bigger players.
The big complaint from fans is not because the players are getting paid. It's because they're getting bribed to come to different schools or transfer, right? So if a player was already at a school, who cares how much they make in marketing? But because it's a bribe to come to said school, like I think there's other ways to do it. Go back to
so that's where salary cap would kind of disincentivize that. You think a little bit if players making a base amount of money or no?
Not really, because like you said, if Georgia and Alabama or Georgia and Ohio State want Sluka next year, they're going to go and bribe for him, right? They're going to try to. But once he's there, once he's already signed a contract and he's committed to going there, then who cares how much a car dealership wants to pay him? If somebody thinks it's going to sell more chicken, then they can put him on a billboard. But it's the bribing aspect to pull them away from something.
But if you signed a contract with the actual school, you would have to remain there.
Well, no? You could go back to. I would love to see it go back to limit to one transfer in a career.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
That would help.
So that would be something, like we said, I think a clear marketplace. Both sides give up power, but I think both sides are happier in the end. That would be something that in a CBA, I think you could litigate, right?
And go back if you wanted to transfer a second time, then you got to sit out.
Then that then knocks out a lot of the tampering and knocks out a lot of just the like Kiffin talks about every single semester's free agency. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you keep talking like the comparisons to the NFL, like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers getting all these deals, but they're not getting all these millions of marketing dollar deals as a bribery to go play for the Jets. Or play for the Bucks,
exactly, right? So then it's like a company's not going to pay. If a Georgia company then has no incentive to pay a player from LSU to advertise if he's not coming out
if
of
there's
Georgia.
a current LSU quarterback and some business think it's going to help them sell something, then they should be able to pay that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not as a.
I think honestly, I think you hit the nail on the head, Matt. I think limiting it to a 1 year transfer rule. Like, if you could ever refine that would probably be the single most impactful thing you could do.
I fixed it.
Good job.
Yeah, drink my high.
Drinkmyhigh.com. All right, we're done with this. Very dry, very dry. Let's talk football next, because I want to ask Matt what he thinks about Garrett Nussmeier, SEC Offensive Player of the Week, guys.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No surprise.
More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Central Plumbing's been at it for 50 years. That's a long time. How do you grow? Stand the test of time? Because your customers are consistently satisfied. Because you have excellent flat rate pricing. You get the job done correctly, efficiently with licensed, bonded, and insured employees. You got great warranty once the work is done. You got 24/7 emergency service, and it's not just repairs. Bathroom remodels, tankless water heaters. You want to go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552.
Go to that website today, and you will see it's not only in emergencies. If you are looking to upgrade, right there on the homepage of the website, click on Bathroom Remodel. Right, bathroom remodel at your home, restroom remodel at your place of business. Even if you have like multiple restrooms, they can come in and they can handle that. See what they can do for you. If you need a new vanity, new shower, new tile, new whatever, they can come in and they can do that. Go tankless today with a tankless water heater as well. Never run out of hot water. Again, you can find that on the website, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best.
She comes here a lot. She just loves to hear the music and dance.
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
If you play it, you might have a chance. Tonight she's only sipping white wine. She's friendly and fun-loving most of the time. But they don't ask her on a straight tequila night. She'll start thinking about him, and she's ready to fight.
It's a broken heart on every man's side.
Oh, it's National Daughters Day. Welcome to the club,
Hey,
bro. Welcome to the club, bro.
Whoop, whoop.
I get
Something
to be in
we
the
can
club.
all celebrate. Also National Quesadilla Day.
I love quesadillas.
I
mean,
can get
quesadillas
behind
are
that
good.
as well.
Can't believe kids aren't out of school for this stuff.
I had
At least the daughters.
I had some of my good friends growing up. They say quesadilla, tortilla.
Dang quesadilla.
Yeah.
My
No dia here, baby.
father-in-law, who listens to the show, still says that.
No dia here. Give me one of them tortillas, boy.
Yep. Tortillas. God, John
I've
Anderson,
said-
bangers.
I said quesadilla.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know it.
Are y'all believers? Were you raising your hand a lot, or did you just catch a fly?
Just catching a fly.
No,
Like-
it's not
like
a
ninja
fly.
style?
Easy over
It's
there,
not a
Miyagi.
fly. It's like a piece of lint or something.
Like a little dust mite?
Yeah.
Are y'all believers that different
In the Lord and Savior, yes.
types of
100%.
alcohol?
Oh.
Look, I go to church every Sunday. You got to tell me.
Wait.
What?
Elaborate on different types of alcohol.
So do different types of alcohol affect you differently? Because
I
I've
think
always
so.
been a believer that it's just
Yeah.
like, for me personally, it's just like,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
That's a bona fide fact.
for real?
Yes.
So like what? So like one makes you rowdy, one makes you like a little horny, one makes
Yep.
oh, really?
All of those things that you're talking about, I think
Wine
is factual.
drunk and tequila drunk are not the same thing.
Interesting. See, I've always been a believer that it's just like BAC is BAC.
No.
BAC
No.
goes up, BAC goes down.
Maybe it's
No.
because
Not to
maybe
me.
it's not like the alcohol. Maybe it's the vibe. Like, when I'm drinking wine, it's a different vibe than if
Normally
I'm
chilling,
drinking tequila.
you're having conversation,
Right.
maybe you're sitting outside enjoying the nice weather. Tequila, you might be dropping the hammer a little bit.
Yeah.
You hit the clutch is going in third. You
100%.
know what I
A
mean?
little cold trickle.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the saying, right? That was popular when we were in
Well,
college.
hey, well done. Dab me
What?
up on that movie reference right there.
Little Days of Thunder.
That
Yeah.
all alcohol's a downer, but tequila's an upper. Like I don't know how that's true.
No, that's
but,
not true.
Like,
No, that is not true. That is a
that's
1,000%
what everybody
false.
believes.
That's like everybody, we I think for the longest time humans thought that like if you needed to warm up, you drink a little whiskey or something.
Yeah. Sure.
But actually it makes your body colder and all that.
That's false.
Does
No.
it?
That's false.
Yeah. It lowers your body
No.
temperature.
Oh.
Nope.
I don't need a jacket when I'm drinking.
I don't need no
But
scientist telling me what whiskey does to me.
though, I kind of agree
Yeah,
with
they don't
y'all.
know.
They don't know.
I kind of agree with y'all because when I was in high school, it started to come out that like your body actually processes room temperature water better for hydration.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you should do, and I'm like, bro, it's 100 degrees out here. I am dying.
Do you know that?
I need the mental relief of the cold water
Yeah.
means more to
I
me
love a
than
good
the
room temp water,
scientific
though.
I
hydration.
love room
Like,
temp water.
Like if I'm going to drink
What?
water,
I
which
thought
y'all,
you know
which y'all know is
You're
very
in the lake
rare.
water.
I know,
So you're get
which is
room
very
temp.
rare. I want it room,
Room temp.
temperature,
So a
not
little
cold.
tepid water.
Room temp over cold
that is
water.
so
What?
Every day.
I keep a bottle of water by my bed every night, and about 45 minutes before I go to bed, I stick it in the freezer, and it is like ice cold going to bed.
Plastic bottle of water or like a cup of water?
It's just a plastic bottle of water.
We
Just take it
know
out
he
the fridge,
wastes
put it in the freezer.
plastic.
I don't like the
Baton Rouge does have, I'm told, really good drinking
Really good
water.
water, yeah, that's what
a
it
lot of
is.
people
That's what they say.
That. A
Room
lot of people say
temperature
it.
water is such a beta move, man.
No.
I like it cold,
Such a
cold.
beta move.
Water?
Room
Room
temperature.
temp.
so-
Temperature
Oh,
water.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It just
Really?
seems absolutely insane to me.
But
ice,
I do-
ice water is one of the
Ice
greatest
water.
things on the planet with a
Cool,
little
cool.
My High in it. You could do
Yeah.
that all day, dude.
Little raspberry zero.
I like.
Or what is it? Is it
I like
raspberry or
Mystic, I
blueberry?
like Mystic Mountain Berry.
Berry
Blue
Ice Blast.
Zero.
Oh, okay. Berry ice blast
I call
zero.
it Mystic Mountain Berry in
Do you
honor
group
of
test these names?
Talladega Nights.
No, I just do it.
I feel like you just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. I should have group tested. I would have done Mystic Mountain Berry.
Yeah, I mean, marketing guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you want to pimp prod.
I can
you want to
just,
gain market share. I've got some great activations that we could really make huge impacts with on all the different socials.
Well, let's spitball them.
All it takes are some
Trying to get free advertising.
strategic
Right.
avenues for us to explore. As long as I can connect you with the right people, then the benefits will be for all. Rising tide raises all ships. I'm trying to do my best impression of someone who just uses buzzwords to sound like they were
Buzzwords,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Has
yeah.
no idea what's going on.
Creating a lot of synergy over
A
there.
lot of look,
Lot of
brand
synergy.
synergy is what we're going to look for. Again, and we're going to do that with social activations, okay? But I want it to be a little guerrilla, okay? I don't want to go the traditional routes. I want to be out here creating videos that are going to make some headway on their own.
Yeah.
And that way, we're going to gain market share underground, okay? And then we establish our brand personality.
Yeah.
From there, we monetize it, and next thing you know, we're Gatorade. You know?
Throw QPC in there somewhere.
You want to hire me?
Powerade. We don't talk about the Gators here.
Yeah. F him, nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're high.
I think ice water really might send you into shock if you're really hot, though. Like, I think that's a thing.
Actually, Coach Stud one time did have. Now he was not in the best shape at the time, but yeah, he drank.
Stud used to drink coffee straight from the pot.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
But credit to him, this situation made him lose a ton of weight, get in great shape. But he did drink some. He
All
drank
that
some like
hot
super
ass
cold
coffee burning his calories.
Well, no, he drank some like super cold water or Powerade when it's a million degrees outside during camp, and it did send his heart like. But again, he was heavy at the time, like Jake said, drank unreal amounts of coffee, and then after that, he lost like all the weight. It was awesome. So
maybe
credit to him.
that's what's wrong with me. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am, T-Bub.
What?
It's like I'll go.
I don't
no,
think you're too fat.
No, I'll go cut the grass, come back in, grab that water from the freezer, chug it, go back out and cut the backyard.
So good. So good, dude. When you go inside, building up that first sip to where you're just desperate for it, and then the relief that you get when you take a first sip of that ice water. Oh,
nice.
Just the greatest
I love.
thing in the
So I
world,
have I have my little Yeti cup bedside table. I love that first drink in the morning because it's still
When it hits
ice,
you like
still
right in your
ice
sternum,
water
too, like 'cause it's
holy
cold.
moly!
Ooh.
You just put your feet on the ground for the first time. You grab that
my
nice Yeti cup,
So
chug
good.
water.
So
that's the best sip of the day.
You sponsored by Yeti over there? That's the third
Stainless
mention of
steel,
Yeti.
Well,
double-walled cup.
I mean, I got a Yeti in front of me too.
Any of the cups that there's a plethora now out there that we know will keep ice forever.
But has Yeti won the marketplace where they're like,
I mean, Stanley
like,
kind of won a lot of the female market share, I feel like. But Yeti's probably still way bigger.
like any product, like we call it by the name, like when they
it's
take
the
over.
Coke version to me.
Yeah, like chapstick.
It's the Coke. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
any chapstick. Yeah.
Apparently, like one of Billy Lucci's
Kleenex.
roommates started Yeti.
Kleenex
because of
is
course he
one.
did.
Yeah. Billy Lucci's roommate started what?
Like Yeti or something.
Oh.
Insane.
That was an Austin company. But maybe he went
Or
to
on
College
the ground
Station.
floor, like
or maybe he went to
somewhere
A&M
on there. I don't
in
know.
Austin, yeah.
He created some synergies though.
Because you're right. It's like the Coke to me. Like, grab my
Every
Yeti.
cup. So like Cassie left her cup in here, and it very clearly had a different label on it. And I was like, "Hey, did you leave your Yeti in here?" And she was just like, "Yeah, thanks."
Not a Stanley.
Well, there was some
I don't know what it was.
early on competitors like what was it RTIC?
Arctic.
Arctic.
Yeah, that's
Arctic.
what that stood for.
I had that never hit with me. Never
I had
clicked.
no.
Never clicked with me.
Wow.
Sometimes
Wait, that's
you
just
wow
hitting me
me.
now. RTIC.
Did anybody?
RTIC.
I cannot be the only person.
Well, to be fair, I always thought it was spelled Arctic.
yeah.
I just learned last year that it's Arctic.
Nobody.
Like if you're talking about the Arctic
y'all
Circle.
four ever knew the brand name.
Yeah, I think that's crazy.
It's really odd.
You know, that is so funny.
Because I was all like, this is bad. This is bad marketing. RTIC. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Can't blame me.
You know, I was talking. Jimbo was talking about you on air yesterday, and he was just like, he was just talking about the quarterbacks that have waited their turn this year and how good they're playing, and we had a conversation about you, and he's like, yeah, I love the fact that he was hard headed. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, in high school, same thing. Guy beat him out. He was hard headed. Didn't leave. Stayed the course. Won his job. Same thing here. I was surprised every time he came back. I was glad he did. I was surprised though.
Did Jimbo ever tell you he wished your parents never met?
No, that was other players.
That was somebody else.
That's a good bit. You should ask him about that on air sometime.
He did answer it. Like he answers everything we ask him.
It's so good.
Yeah. Was that Face
your
Jones? He
your
told
parents
that?
are stupid.
God, Face Jones used to get it the worst.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that got it pretty bad.
All right. For real this time, guys. We got to talk about Garrett Nussmeier when we get back.
Okay.
More OTB coming up.
Promise.
No, for real.
Off the bench.
ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. Coleman Roofing and Construction is your most complete, your most reliable, and your most respected roofing company. And it's because their customers trust that, from the estimate process all the way through cleanup, that they are going to get 110% of Coleman Roof. They do everything that they can. It's built into the culture doing everything that they can to make sure that the customer's job is done correctly and that the customer is satisfied. And it's any size project. Commercial, residential, doesn't matter. It's any type of roof. It's anywhere in Louisiana. And it's the interior construction as well, like tree falls. They fix the home and the roof. So there you go. Most complete in the biz. ColemanRoof.com.
Go check out that website that T-Bob gave you, and you will see what they can do for you commercially. I mean, right there on the homepage, it's just a gigantic business that they've helped out. They can help your business. They can help your home. That's throughout the state of Louisiana. Contact information on their website. Go there today, ColemanRoof.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I mean, this playlist, make sure we clip this one.
Y'all can y'all burn a CD for me?
I mean, we basically do. Alondra does a great job. Like on days like today where every single song's a banger, she'll put it in a playlist and send it out.
Sometimes I do that.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wait, are you Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
Oh.
Nah,
Yes.
sorry, bud.
Nah. You have to be.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
You know what? I do have a little bone to pick with Spotify recently, though.
Little my high in the water. How about that?
I bought a family account so we could all listen to, music, set our own playlists, music at different times, but they make it so hard to navigate.
Oh,
Every
really?
time I'm trying to listen to music, and then my wife's trying to listen to music, it cuts mine off.
So I finally bit the bullet probably many months ago, and I bought YouTube Premium. Not YouTube Music, but just YouTube Premium. So I don't do the family thing, but I agree. Like, I get Spotify jacked all the time, but then I just pop over YouTube. And with no ads, it basically is an unlimited music service. God, be careful though, guys. Once you go YouTube Premium, you are really going to struggle to ever want to go back because no ads is really nice. All right, Matt, Garrett Nussmeier. Here's been my entire point of Whiskey Wine, entire point really this week is how we arrived at a point where we watch a quarterback go 72% completion percentage, 350, 3 touchdowns, and we're like, okay. I think it
Seems like a good guy.
I think it could be better. Like we've completely lost ourselves.
Did you see that guy he missed open?
Yeah.
Didn't even see him.
One throw.
Didn't even see him.
So what's your evaluation of Garrett?
Garrett, good football player, good quarterback. That's what I got.
SEC Player of the Week.
Yeah, no, Garrett's playing great. And what I like is he's been making really good reads. He's really comfortable in the pocket. Like that's the main takeaway that I see him every day. He's in the rhythm of the game. Like his play style, his personality style is he never looks tight. So how you can kind of tell that is when like a quarterback is a little nervous, a little tight. Like usually it happens early in a game, first couple plays, like you kind of tunnel vision, like you're one read, two read. You don't really see the field. That's why a lot of offensive coordinators will start like young quarterbacks out with a screen pass or something behind the line of scrimmage, or like a bootleg into the flat route, like a designated throw to get a completion to kind of get a guy in the rhythm of the game. And then that's also big, like why momentum is such a big swinger every now and then, because something bad happens, you kind of revert back to that. I call it tunnel vision, but not seeing the field as much. When a quarterback gets into the rhythm of the game, that's when like it's kind of snowball effects. Like if success happens, it usually breeds more success because you get more comfortable, you're seeing the field more. But Garrett's play style is like he's immediately in that zone. Yeah, always.
Just like from the first snap.
Yeah, from the first snap. He sees the field. He reads from sideline to sideline. He knows what's happening. It is what it seems like.
God, it seems like he's got a great release too.
He's got good. He's always had really good arm talent, and yeah, that's why I've always liked him, just because of the arm talent.
What about the sidearm? Okay, you got donuts with Dad for a couple minutes. You take off. We're gonna sit in the same side of the booth like we did last week.
Love it. Romantic.
I don't know if you. I mean, I know you watched the entire game, but if you noticed it, if you could see it on the TV copy, like he throws it out to the back. I loved the series where it was like, check down Charlie.
Check down.
Because he had he hadn't had to do that, but UCLA's like, all right, we're backing everybody off. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm just going to take. And he had a D lineman rushing right at him. I mean, he goes full like sidearm 3/4 angle and just throws it a little check down. It's like even like in that moment, just being able to control that and handle that and not panic.
So I know it got a lot of questions last week at different places about Joe Sloan and everything. Jacob, how many years did you and I sit at this table and scream and yell about 7-man protections and the best way to beat the blitz is actually to get a back out for checkdowns instead of keeping them in to protect?
I mean, a solid 3 years.
I mean, good Lord. And then all of a sudden I'm watching a drive last week where it's drop back, read, check down, read, check down. Yeah. You don't think that slows defensive coordinators from bringing backers, safeties, corners? That is the biggest deterrent in the world.
Yeah, because if you're patrolling the area, and that's what I call when a running back doesn't really have a responsibility, his guy doesn't come, but he doesn't get out, and he just has his arms out and he's looking for something, don't look, just go. And because then it adds another guy into the rush. You're going to have somebody green dog who has that back man, and then it's going to get muddy. That was one of my favorite series so far of the year, where it's like, we're going to do this, and then once you take that away, that's fine. Then it opens up back behind the defense
like
as well.
Overall offensive team, that was my favorite series since like the 19 season. Like, of course, I loved watching Jaden do his thing, but like from a 11-person unit all playing together, it was awesome, because the running backs, you have to be taught to do that. That is something, these checkdowns, how to get out on a check down. Just like you said, if your guys aren't coming, don't stand there and like look around and try to find somebody else. Yeah. Unless it's your job to like look to the Sam and then scan for a backside 4. Like, unless that's your job.
But even, I guess in college it's tough to say you can pre-snap that.
Yeah.
In college, the backside guy, I was always looking, no matter if his alignment was what it was. And I always loved when the quarterback, you'd get to the line of scrimmage and whoever I was playing with, they'd see the defense, like, hey, I'm going to need you. I'm probably coming to you here.
Yeah.
Like on a check down.
Yep.
Like even that, like the quarterback can know.
And a lot of times when you would see the great ones say, get up to the line of scrimmage, and quarterback knows most of the time if they're coming or not. Or if they know they know that there might be a chance that they come, but a lot of times if they're not coming, the quarterback knows that there's 0% chance that they're bringing anybody except for the 4 down linemen here.
Yeah.
And so even if that back has checked like a protection responsibilities, he's leaning over to his back and saying, "Get out," just scat. Like don't even look, just get out now because I know it's Tampa 2. I know the mic is getting deep, so I want you to replace that mic on the field as soon as you can. I don't want you to look. Because I'm going to give one pump fake to the left, and I'm coming right to you.
I mean, I can remember playing in Denver, and Peyton would just, like, I'd have whatever the route was, and he completely, hey, run an angle for me.
Yeah,
it's like he knew where it was coming from, to your point, or he knew where the void in the defense was going to be. And the running back coach would always be like, what are you doing? Peyton, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job.
So, like, when you can disguise pressures and where the quarterback can't always guarantee that the pressure's coming. So it's like, all right, there's a chance that they might bring a strong dog. Yeah, but like sometimes when you're playing these coverages where you're definitely dropping 7 or 8 guys, like there's no disguising that a lot of times. So the quarterback reads like there's 100% chance they're only bringing 3 or only bringing 4, and depending on what the coverage is and what the route combination is, you're going to tell the back to do something like Peyton would say angle or Aaron would say, hey, get out, don't protect, just get over, replace the mic. It's like there's no more reading at that point.
No.
They know they're going to the back. So everything they do before that is Aaron would like look left, he would pump, give a hard pump fake, and then go straight to the back. Like there's a read 1 and there's a read 1 on that play after that happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, those are my favorite plays. Just check it down to the running back.
But that we got to that by saying, like, I love how Garrett's playing. He's improving, but that drive with the checkdowns, I mean, that is. Think about what the Ole Miss defensive coordinator in 2 weeks is. I mean, they have to.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not a fun position to be in when an offense gets good at that thing, and they can push it down the field. I know they want to push it down the field more, but
and when they did with Cal Parker, that was incredible. Actually, let's do this. Let's take a break. I want to talk about that throw and some more things that maybe can get implemented into the offense. From the receivers, their skill sets. We talked about it a little bit on Monday. We'll close out with Flynn here when we come back on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to GoTommies.com. GoTommies.com. That's GEAUX Tommies.com to see what they can do for you. Of course, that's Tommy's windows, doors, and siding. But one of the things we always tell you about when you go to the website, you can check out the testimonials of their past clients because, I mean, Tommy, the team, they're going to come out. You're going to absolutely love them. They're going to make sure that the job gets done right the first time. They're going to be excited to be on your project. But also, when you go to the website, you can check out the gallery. And it kind of gives you an idea of what they've done in the community, what they've done at businesses, what they've done at homes in your area. And it's a great tool. It's a great asset to be able to go check out. But I also would tell you this. If you don't see it, just know that Tommy and his team can customize whatever your imagination is thinking of for your space. Look, they've come out to my home and I've kind of told them, hey, here's what we're looking at. They're like, okay, we'll get it done. We will find a way, and they always find a way over at Tommy's. GoTommies.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, welcome back into some flestering here on OTB, talking Garrett Nussmeier. How about the 40-plus yard touchdown throw to Kyle Parker? That thing was on a string. You can't place it any better, and I know you want to wax poetic about that.
As a quarterback, that's what we like to call, that ball caught him. Perfect throw. He had no option but to catch that.
The ball did catch him.
That ball caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful throw. Those are the ones that, like, when you're in high school and middle school and just playing football, training on the field, those are the type of balls that, like, you dream of throwing on a big stage. It's beautiful.
You know, another thing in the offense that we saw a little bit of, and I'd like to see more, and we talked about the checkdowns, but like they threw, you know, different people call it different things, smoke, now route, whatever it might be, to Aaron Anderson. Like, just get the ball in his hands quickly. Just turn around. If they're playing off coverage, they did. Nussmeier throws it out there. Aaron Anderson made one guy miss, and it was an 11-yard play.
Yeah.
Like, I love things like, if you're not going to be a screen team, which it doesn't feel like this team is a screen team at all, like, you got to do some of that because that kind of takes the place of a screen.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we would get and maybe we are. Maybe we got it. We have it in the playbook. I wish we'd get a little bit more creative with using the screen game for sure. But like you said, the smokes, the nows, the lookies, whatever you want to call, like quick hitters like that, getting the ball in athletes' hands, even if it doesn't pick up a chunk, even if it's just an extension of the running game, which a lot of times that's what those types of plays are.
Yeah.
It forces the defense to creep up a little bit, which allows you to try to hit bigger plays over the top. So football's all about a balance, especially in offense. When good play calling is all about having a really good balance to keep the defense guessing. And so if you're not going to do those things, the defense can kind of sit back a little bit, take away your big chunk plays. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. That was a big play because even, like I said, even if it's not picking up huge chunks, one of them is going to score it out for a little bit for 10, 11, 12 yards.
C.J. Daniels almost like 3 different times, just like a little quick 3-4 yard hitch and almost, you know, broke one tackle, and then you're off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, just look at, like, probably going to go down as the greatest quarterback in the history, Patrick Mahomes. How many behind the line of scrimmage passes does he make out during a play? during the entirety of a game. Then all of a sudden you see him chunk it 65 yards down the field. But like look at the blueprint of just great NFL teams, and as well great college teams. But that's what they do. They're getting the ball out. They're hitting checkdowns. They're hitting wide receiver screens, quickies.
We got about a minute left. South Alabama. Anything you want to see here in this game?
Nope, I don't. I just want to get through the game.
Get to the bye week.
Is it bye week next week?
Yeah, and then get ready for Ole Miss.
Love it. I never know. I don't follow the schedule, so I never know when
I
bye
bet.
weeks are.
I
knew we were playing Ole Miss after South Alabama. So credit to myself.
Credit to myself. You want to pat yourself on the back too?
I do. I know. I hate those questions. What do you want to see from this week? I just want to see us win and not get hurt.
What do you want to see from the third grade flag football team tonight?
We got a double hitter.
Oh,
double header tonight,
games?
baby. Oh yeah, we're Mr. Coach Matt over here is trying to install a plethora of plays. I don't know if
install on the run. That's always going to go well for you.
Well, got to do something.
Draw it up in the dirt.
1-0 going into tonight. You're just looking for a win. Looking for victories.
So we want to split.
We want to win.
Okay.
Every game, of course.
Okay. What you
said.
You
play the game to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You play the game throughout the totality of the season too. All right, we will be back. More OTB coming your way here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com, also drinkmyhigh.com. K2ZBlinds.com is the website to go to for all your window coverings, and I can just tell you, for me personally, right, we get the outdoor shade. And I was excited about the outdoor shade because of what it was going to do for the outdoor space, and it's been great. It completely changes the temperature of our outdoor space and the outdoor kitchen, and you got the TV, the whole deal, right? But it also shades the entire living room, right? It changes the temperature in our home. It changes the glare on the TV. Like, it shades our entire living room, right? My dad also comes to my house. He sees, he's like, okay, well, I want one of those. He gets one installed. Says the same thing, right? You can save on your AC bill because you completely change the temperature of your home with that outdoor shade. It is going to change the way that you watch football this fall outdoors. Have them come out, show what they can do for your space. K2ZBlinds.com.
Brack teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, September 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 90 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll have our NFL story of the day, and we'll continue our discussion on college and NFL football. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I got to come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB. We will soon get to Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day, but one more report coming out from Fox 5 in Las Vegas. Per source, UNLV quarterback Matt Sluka has been approached with more money to transfer.
The pieces are coming together a little bit, guys.
It's almost like this morning in hour number 1, we said all that was going to happen.
I got to tell you, I'm shocked by these developments. Absolutely floored.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Like, again, like...
I didn't say this earlier. We didn't say we needed the full details of the story before we...
We needed the full details. And still, we'll see. You know, sources are sources. We'll get them confirmed. If it is confirmed, if all this is confirmed, it's a very bad look.
Also, Jake, like, you obviously as a player dealt with this more. I mean, transfer portal wasn't as prevalent, but, like, if you're another team, like let's say the team that offered him more money backs out and you're looking for a transfer quarterback, why would you go after Matthew Sluka?
Look, it doesn't even have to be like a massive school. Like, it can just be a lower end Power 4 school. I mean, even look how much better Vanderbilt is going to get New Mexico State's quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It could be a situation like that. I mean, this is, you know, if this, like we thought it was going to go once the other report came out that actually everything was met as far as what he was promised. He came back and he asked for more. Well, he's asking for more because someone was probably contacting him saying he's worth more than he was currently getting. So that's just, look, it's just another branch to this story. And as they come, we will certainly update you here. But this is from Fox 5 in Las Vegas that had this latest report of him being approached with more money to transfer. All right, let's get to Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Well, sometimes, guys, when the injury bug hits you, it hits you pretty hard, and that's the case for the San Francisco 49ers. Yet another injury. Now, they're obviously without Deebo Samuel for at least another week. Kittle's out for a few more weeks. Christian McCaffrey has not played a snap this year, and we don't know when that's going to take place. Javon Hargrave, the really good defensive tackle, he suffered a torn right tricep in Sunday's loss to the Rams. It will require surgery. He will miss the entire 2024 season, so his season is over. Speaking of Christian McCaffrey, there's something going on with that Achilles. We're not quite sure what it is. He actually flew to Germany this weekend to see a specialist of what they're calling Achilles tendonitis. No word yet on what came out from that specialist, what's going to happen. Is he going to have a procedure that can only be done in Germany? I mean, there's a lot of speculations, but not looking good for Christian McCaffrey. And, I mean, there's not very many starters left now for the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy had to leave the game for a few plays due to back soreness. Now, he's okay, but, I mean, he's banged up going into this week as well.
Back soreness from carrying the team right now.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, nobody else is out there. This is my meathead mind, like just speculating. I think, isn't Germany, like, stem cell therapy is like really big in Germany?
Is that where Peyton went? Is that where Peyton went?
Maybe. I don't know. And look, I've had stem cell therapy. It was fantastic for my knee. I mean, it changed my life 4 or 5 years ago when I had it. So I'm, if that's the case, I'm not judging by any means. You got to do what you got to do to get on the football field. But I can't imagine what, like if it was a procedure, you know what I'm saying? Like what you would go to Germany for. And you could do those things here as far as stem cell therapy. I did it in Baton Rouge. But, I wonder what kind of specialist he would go see.
Well, and
doesn't sound good either way.
Yeah, like when you have to go to another country for a specialist, I feel like it's never good. For what it's worth, Kobe Bryant did this back in the day when he had an injury. He went to Germany. Tiger Woods has done this as well. And, I mean, they both recovered well, but this is not a good look right now for the 49ers.
Yikes.
I mean, I don't know how they lost that game to the Rams last week.
I didn't watch it, but, like, I'm tuning in. Brock Purdy's playing great. They're up 24-14, like, going into the fourth quarter. And then I'm just going through my phone, checking final scores. I'm like, Rams won this game 28-24. I have no idea how it happened. They didn't have any turnovers.
The NFL, and it's like this every single year, like what we thought we knew, we don't know. And there's always teams that surprise us one way or the other, good or bad. And I actually kind of feel like college is trending towards that way more than it ever has before.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I was thinking about that last week.
Like typically we know what's going to happen in college football, right? You got the haves and the have-nots. And I think because of the current landscape that we're in, it's more like the NFL game. And I'll take a BYU and Kansas State game, for instance. BYU ran them out of the building. None of us had that. And like I feel like we see scores like that now in college football because the week before K-State ran Arizona out of the building. I just feel like it's more week to week in college football than it's ever been before.
You know, speaking of BYU winning, we were all kind of saying, hey, if Cam Rising plays, we're taking Utah. Yeah. If he doesn't play, we're taking Oklahoma State. He didn't play, and I get it was 22-19 victory. That was 22-9 at one point halfway through the third quarter. Like, that game really was never in doubt for Utah, and they had to play a QB that had barely played before. Shout out to Wilson.
Isaac Wilson, Zach's little brother. Looks just like him, by the way.
So it's going to Utah, right?
Yeah. Brother went to BYU.
Yeah, and then
he's on the other side of the Holy War.
Yeah. That's so funny.
He went to Utah. I mean, even like Vanderbilt, Missouri, that's a double overtime game at home for Missouri. It was in Como. And like I just feel like the playing field's a little bit more even in college football than it ever has been before. Like I said, like Vanderbilt goes and gets a New Mexico State quarterback that went to the Plains last year and beat Auburn. And that kind of changes the narrative for who they can be as a program.
Well, they already
I was just going to say, I think that's one of the positives of the transfer portal is like you see a lot more parity around college football than you used to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I know it's your team. Vanderbilt should have won that game on Saturday. I'm watching the end of it. Diego Pavia was awesome in that game. He did everything he needed to do.
I love Clark Lee. He played fullback, so I didn't really have a team in that one.
They missed another field goal. I mean, their kicker, he was the one that missed the field goal against Virginia Tech to take it into overtime. He missed one at the end of regulation to send it into overtime, and they lost. I mean, Vanderbilt should have won that game as well. Diego Pavia is awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's a great player. The thing that has changed, too, like all this depth that you used to have, no matter who you are, and LSU's kind of going through this right now. It's why they have 5 freshmen on the field at one time, true freshmen, a week ago. Like, your depth isn't what it used to be. Even at places like Georgia, like all of your depth, like a lot of your depth for Georgia, you know where they're at? They're at Syracuse right now. They follow Fran Brown up there. And so, like, you're an injury or two away from the narrative completely being different for your team. And even, you lose, like Alabama, you lose Isaiah Bond to Texas, and you're still trying to figure out who's going to be his replacement. For Georgia, you lose Brock Bowers, you lose Ladd McConkey. You're still trying to figure out who's going to be our main weapon. I think Dominic Lovett right now is their leading receiver on the season, and I think he's got like 155 receiving yards. and that's their number one. To give you an example, Trey Harris of Ole Miss has 628 receiving yards. Now, Ole Miss has not played the competition. They played one more game than Georgia, but still, like the weapons that some of these places used to have, just because they had a 5-star receiver waiting in the wings, like even in places like Georgia, now their front, 22, really, really good still, really stout, and maybe even front 30. But it's like in the back end of the roster, those players are now going to other places. I think you're starting to see that's why you have some of these score lines like they are. Like Bowling Green went into Kyle Field and lost a 1-score game. Who's Bowling Green's cornerback? Connor Bazelak, who's played in the SEC and the Big Ten.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the quarterbacks are on the move more than ever. Like, we were talking the other day about everybody's like, oh, well, how many quarterbacks does LSU have last year? Do they have 3? Did they have 4? Depending on Nussmeier leaving. I'm like, guys, with the transfer portal, LSU could have 2 next year. If Nussmeier goes pro, the guy who's third team typically transfers, you could have 2 quarterbacks next year. I mean, look at the schools all across the country. When the starter goes down, you're usually like, oh, hey, we got a guy that's been in the system for a few years. Not anymore. Like Oklahoma, they just announced that Michael Hawkins is going to start this week. Jackson Arnold's going to be on the move. He ain't sticking around there. Like, that's the transfer portal today in college football.
Yeah, and I think the quarterbacks and where they're landing, it does give you a different opportunity than you've ever had before, because you can, at any school across the country now, like you can get a former highly touted, really good player that just fell into a bad situation, or a situation maybe it just didn't work out for him. Eli Holstein's a great example, I think. I mean, Eli Holstein was very highly touted. He's from Zachary. He goes to Alabama, and he saw Jalen Milroe in front of him, and there's other quarterbacks that were on that roster that were either the same age or younger. What does he do? He goes to Pitt. And nobody, and I mean nobody, would have ever imagined that Eli Holstein ends up at Pitt when he leaves Zachary. Okay, but he's now there. You know where he's at as far as passing yards in the country? He's 10th in the country. He is, I believe, tied for third in touchdown passes in the country. Yeah, he's third with 12. The only players that have more touchdown passes are Garrett Nussmeier and Cam Ward than Eli Holstein. And Pitt would never get a quarterback like that was as highly touted before the current landscape that we're in. And so it can change the narrative so quickly of who they can be.
Look what Kyle McCord's doing at Syracuse.
Yeah.
I mean, and Ohio State ran him out, and he had, 30 touchdowns, 6 turnovers last year?
Yeah.
Because they were looking for the next big thing. They're like, hey, we're going to go to the portal. We're going to dip in and improve. And Syracuse is like, fine, we'll take him. He's doing well there.
Yeah, it is, Cam Ward and Jackson Dart, Eli Holstein, Shadur Sanders, Malik Murphy, Chandler Morris still plays college football. Mm-hmm. How?
Because he was supposed to be the starter when Max Duggan was there. Duggan beat him out because of an injury. And Duggan's been gone, 3 years?
2
years?
Today years old, Chandler Morris. All right, I know we kind of branched off of Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day, but it is just fascinating to see how college football is starting to look more and more like the NFL, where week to week you're just not sure what is going to happen. You have teams that aren't supposed to be in these games that are going out there competing like hell, having an opportunity, and even sometimes like BYU, they not only pull off the upset, they house the team that came in as the favorite. All right, we will step away. At some point, T-Bob will be back, but we'll continue on. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com is the website, and go check out what they have as far as buying new, as far as leasing, and also in the rental department, because everything is available in all 3 of those processes. Now, certainly, you're buying a new vehicle, they're going to have every option, and they've got multiple midsize SUVs, multiple trucks, multiple sedans, multiple hybrids. They've got the Sequoia if you need a full-size SUV. They've got the Sienna if you need a minivan because you got a bigger family, you need more room, but they have something for everybody, right? But that's also if you're leasing. Like we lease right now a midsize SUV from All-Star, and it's perfect for what we need. And everything is available. Your needs are going to be met over at All-Star. And now something that we can promise you're not going to get anywhere else everything is also available in the rental department. So if you've got a trip coming up, if you've got plans during the bye week here in a couple of weeks, you can go rent a Toyota today from All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to
Brother Jukebox, Sister Wine, Mother Freedom, Father Time. Since she left.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bone.
You're the only family I got left. I go down to that same old cafe where I try to wash my troubles away. I'm still down, and I'm still.
All right, boys, welcome back. OTB. I'm back. Thanks, guys. Ran over, do a little donuts with Dad, and it was great.
Broke the fast?
What?
Did you break the fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a donut.
Yeah, you had to do it.
Plus, I've been grinding 2-a-days, dude, between tennis and these early morning workouts. Feeling so freaking sore. Felt good to get a little sugar in me. Certainly, shout out to all the teachers who are about to have.
Yeah, I was about to say,
entire school's worth of like
running in circles.
1 through 5-year-olds who just downed multiple donut holes and everything else. That place is about to be crazy, and they're all just gonna crash. Like a bunch of little Coke zombies. Come down, it's gonna be so intense. Was Tay-Tay's story any good?
Yeah, it was about Christian McCaffrey going over
Scored
to
out of 5.
Germany to see a specialist.
Oh yeah, C-Mac's done, huh?
Well, and then Javon Hargrave for the 49ers also out for the season.
Yeah. I don't know
like
how
that entire team.
Yeah, so we started there. I don't know how we ended up talking about how college football and some of these scores that we're seeing are more NFL-like from week to week. You don't really know what to expect. And we used the example of K-State housing Arizona and then getting housed by BYU. And then we got into a portal conversation about, like, players ending up in places, T, that they never would have before. By the way, Chandler Moore still plays college football. That was something that we learned a couple of minutes ago. But, like, Eli Holstein was an example that we used. Like, he would have never ended up at Pitt.
No.
He went to Alabama. He's from Zachary.
So today's a day where there's going to be a lot of NILs ruining college football takes, but and the transfer portal is as well, but for the reasons you just named, I wholeheartedly disagree. Like,
Jake,
it's been so democratized and so many players that would be buried and never been anything. I mean, just look at the quarterbacks every Saturday that you watch play.
Look at the
All
top.
of them are transfers.
Here's the top touchdown guys that are transfers. Number one in the country, Cam Ward. Number 4 in the country, Jackson Dart. Also tied for 4th, Eli Holstein, Shadur Sanders, Malik Murphy, Chandler Morris.
Malik Murphy? What? Where's he playing at?
Duke.
He's tied for 4th in the country with Tuds?
Yeah, he's at 11.
Damn. Okay, Malik. Is Duke good? Is Duke what? Is Duke good?
They're better than expected, yeah, for sure.
Taylor, what were you trying to say?
Oh, Jake,
They're
T-Bob
4-0.
missed your
By the way, T.
Oh.
Duke is.
T-Bob missed your Sluka update. We got a Sluka update.
Has he re-leaked or are there
Nope.
more
He has
UNLV
re-leaked.
leaks?
This was out of Fox 5 in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Per source, UNLV quarterback Matt Sluka has been approached with more money to transfer.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I was reading earlier. No.
So how do you?
It's the same source seeding these. I would say, Alondra, is probably the case, right?
Yeah.
How do you what?
Like, how do you feel like when you hear that now, that knowing he's stepping away from the situation where his team was?
No, again.
No. I'm just
saying,
asking.
Yeah, no. I think. Look, more money's more money. I can understand that, but, it's a greaseball move a little. I mean, again, just like, it's a mercenary move, and failure to meet the original deal. Like I said, if it was UNLV not paying what they promised, I'd have no problem with anything Sluka's doing here. I understand leaving for more money, but to go back to like your hypothetical you asked me, right? Like, would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would do it in this case. But he has 1 year, so I think this is, I think he is quitting on his teammates essentially now at this point, but he's straight up telling you, yeah, I am, but like, it's because I want more money. And so that's capitalism, baby.
I think what makes it worse is like the great start to the season that UNLV's been
That's what I'm
having.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. If they were 0-3, nobody would care.
No.
It's the fact that they're doing something they've never done before.
Yeah.
I just saw my Alabama group text is popping off because y'all heard that presidential. What do I say? President Trump? Do I say former President Trump? I feel like either way people are going to get mad. Presidential candidate Trump is going to be at the.
Or if you're a president,
can you always get called president?
Yeah.
Okay, so president.
Isn't that what they call him on debate?
I know. I just feel like some people are going to be like, whatever. President Trump's going to be at the UGA Alabama game Saturday.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I'm going.
Oh,
Which
you're
is if that
going?
game wasn't already crazy enough, it's about to be insane. But my Alabama
security
friend
is
group,
going to be
Yeah.
crazy.
my Alabama friend group's popping off because he's bringing Tuberville. And they're pissed.
Oh, snap.
They're pissed he's bringing Tuberville
What
with
a
him.
troll job.
They're
And it's
like,
probably
the one thing he could
unintentional,
have
too.
done to dampen his support in Brian Denny.
I'm bringing Tommy.
I'm bringing Tommy. He's a change guy. Trust me, guys. He's also bringing, is it Senator Britt, who is a UA alum, I believe?
Oh, yeah, Katie Britt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that stadium is going to be insanity this Saturday. And those two teams, my God, this is, I don't even know how to score how awesome this game is from a setup standpoint. Like is it the best in 5 years? Like, I don't know. I don't want to be a slave to the moment. All I know is the narratives at play here. UGA's 49-2 in their last 51 games, guys. The 2 losses, the 2 SEC championships. But guess what's crazy? They're 49-2, and they've lost 7 of their last 8 against Bama.
Yeah.
49-2, and they've lost 7 of their last 8 against Alabama. And now Nick Saban, Daddy Nick, finally gone, out of here. What happens to UGA fans' psyche if Kalen DeBoer wins this? I feel like all the pressure's on Kirby, and DeBoer and company can kind of play free here.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with you because even if Kalen DeBoer was very, very competitive in this game, I still think even Alabama fans, which have a high standard, right, because they've been a standard of college football, they would be like, hey, look, we started over. We lost the greatest head football coach in college football history, and we're right there with them. We're maybe a play away here or there. We're good.
Yeah.
And then if they win it, I mean, obviously, that feeling. So I would agree that, Kirby, and both are coming off bye weeks, by the way, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
But, Kirby, if he goes in, he loses this game after losing to them in the SEC championship game when, honestly, Georgia had the better team. Then that's going to be a stain on Kirby's resume, which it's hard to stain that resume, but it would be.
And I think Kirby's got 21 regular season wins with the week to prepare. DeBoer has 11 in a row. Obviously, I think both those streaks wouldn't apply to postseason because of the SEC championship.
It just so happens the way the schedule worked out that those teams both had a bye week before.
How about that? Funny. What's crazy to me, too, is the teams feel very similar in a lot of ways, right? Both teams really like their quarterbacks. I think both teams have major question marks in terms of their weapons. I mean, a 17-year-old Ryan Williams is by far the most statistically accomplished weapon in this entire game.
He wasn't, I believe this is right. I don't think he was born yet, or he was less than 1 year old, younger than 1. Last time Alabama was a home underdog.
Yeah, it was in 2007. He was born in 2007.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was technically born on the date or not, but yes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he was a couple months old.
17 years ago,
yeah.
When the same year Ryan Williams, the best weapon in this game, was born, was the last time that Alabama was a home dog. I'll say this. Oh, so go ahead, Lon.
I was just going to say, someone born in 2007 being in college doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, I graduated high school in 2007.
Imagine if you were playing college football.
Yeah, we won the Natty.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah, that feel great.
My knees are.
Here's
knees
what's
weak, arms are heavy.
So, Jake, I look at this game, and again, you like both the quarterbacks. None of the weapons are really anything to write home about.
No.
Alabama's had more rushing success, certainly, than Georgia has. I would say Georgia's maybe a bit more disappointed offensively because they've thrown the ball 50% more than Alabama and still don't have any stats to write home about.
Yeah, Dominic Lovett's their leading receiver with 155 yards.
Dude. I know, dude. It's crazy.
We talked about that. I think it was when
Oscar Dell. Oh, he's going to be next Brock Bowers, huh?
Yeah, he's got a couple of catches. To give our listeners an idea, I was talking about Lovett having 155 yards. Trey Harris for Ole Miss has 628. To kind of tell you the difference of your team's leading receiver. Yeah. What would that be in the SEC? Aaron Anderson has 300.
How about this? Also, both teams, if they had a relative weakness, their rush defense hasn't been great. And both teams had success in the ground. I guess I would say this. If I look at just the numbers and the fact that this game is at home, it's a very even match. I would say Alabama's better on paper, but I'm choosing Georgia to win because they have to, because Kirby's been there for a decade.
Yeah.
If Kirby's program and process can't beat DeBoer shifting everything in year one and having to make it his own, he did a great job of it. But if Kirby can't win now, like you said, Jake, that's a problem.
Yes.
So I think Alabama looks like they maybe have a slight edge on paper, but I'm going Georgia.
I'll go Alabama right now. Alabama right now. That's subject to change before we get to kickoff on Saturday. I can't get past the weapons. And T, that was my narrative for Georgia coming into the season. Yeah. Who is going to catch the football? Who's going to make the plays? you lost so much on and off the field with Brock Bowers and Lam McConkey and also Kendall Milton. Like, those running backs that they had, you kind of forget about that. And Etienne's great, and he's their playmaker right now. But just think about this. Right now, LSU, okay, kind of bring it close to home, and our audience will certainly understand this. LSU has 4 more receivers that have more receiving yards than Georgia's leading receiver. 4.
It makes you wonder, like, wait, George, what have you been doing all year? How have you been scoring? Because the running backs don't have nice numbers. The receivers don't have nice numbers. And to be quite honest, Carson Beck's hurting his draft stock. He came into the year as the kind of unquestioned number 1 guy. I think he's fallen off. And I think that's why this game is so massive for him on a personal, professional level, just in terms of where does he rank in NFL Scouts' eyes? Because last year it was that Bama secondary and that Bama defense that ended up being the defense and making him really struggle in that SEC championship. And I think it also matters in Georgia's fans' eyes, because that's why like Dylan Raiola going to Nebraska is so much more fun than going to Georgia, right? Because the level at Georgia, what you have to live up to is just natty or bust.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you suck. Stetson Bennett is a short man that casts a long shadow, and Carson Beck's a tall man stuck in that shadow. And Saturday goes a long way towards deciding whether or not he can break out of that. Dude, I kind of like that. The short man, tall shadow thing. Can you clip that?
Yeah, clip that. Write it down, because we will both forget.
Short man, tall shadow, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just clip that.
Because he's tiny. He's also white.
Guess sun's at a lower angle. You know what I'm saying? God, Carson Beck looks weird.
he's a unique looking individual.
Yeah.
Hey,
Carson, maybe you should be a little less focused on your Ferrari and a little more focused on trying to throw to the receivers. Or is it a Lamborghini?
I don't
know. Either one's dangerous for a Georgia player.
That's true. They're both kind of the same. They're both kind of the same thing for me, because I will never have one.
I don't need one, bro. You think I want that stupid ass thing? I want a Sienna, baby. Give me them dogs.
God, my body hurts. Imagine getting in and out of a car like that.
Is this your first time
You know
seeing
what
Landra?
It looks a little like Sid.
Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Go to yourgoodwood.com. If you are suffering from ED, maybe you're wondering, man, I just feel low energy, my low T, I'm feeling old. Like, look, at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, we understand our needs are all individual, right? And we're going to customize a plan for you to get you where you want to be. And don't be embarrassed, okay? Don't be embarrassed. We're very private. We understand. Don't be so embarrassed that you're going to put a cap on your life. Live to your fullest potential. We got transparent, very affordable pricing. Taylor seems a little low T right now. A lot of yawning, a lot of tired eyes right now. Send that man to Goodwood. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Paul Feinbaum said that all the pressure's on Alabama to beat Georgia, and I just disagree with that wholeheartedly. That makes no sense to me because of where they're at right now.
Yeah.
Having to start over at head coach and some of the staff members compared to where Georgia is, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Crazy. Maybe that's why he did it, because it's like,
that's why
everybody else
what
is
he does
taking
now.
the other way. Yeah, Paul's.
He's hot take.
He's getting a little, you get some run on get up, and next thing you know, I get it. We're all slaves to the game. I do the same thing. I'm not judging. If it got me,
no, but that's what he is right now.
Yes.
But I would say, let's not forget who Georgia plays this year.
Oh, I know, bro. They got to win this, otherwise they might.
And that's what I was going to say. If you don't win this one, and I'm skipping some games that I don't think are going to matter, but you're also at Texas, at Ole Miss, Tennessee at home.
Yeah. And if you don't win this one, you definitely ain't escaping those three unscathed. So you're looking at a 10-2 Georgia team. Probably still gets in.
And they'll probably win against Georgia Tech, obviously, the last game of the season. But like even that one's going to be, something that you'll feel on your body.
It'd be so good if Georgia Tech finally won that game again.
They almost did last year.
They played well last year. That was
one-score game.
Yeah. They played well last year.
So those trips that you have coming up, tough environments, good teams, even Tennessee at home, like the way Tennessee looks right now and that defensive front and them getting after you, it's just, man, all the pressure's on Georgia, in my opinion.
I agree. The thing is, though, Kirby's been there for so long, he should win this game.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like you would think that they would, they should be the favorite, probably.
Yes. If you're a junior at Georgia right now, you have lost one game, and it was last year's SEC championship. And so, yeah, you're ready for revenge. All right. When we get back, let's continue talking about the college football weekend that will be here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Check it out, guys. I want you to go to ITI Technical College. ITIcollege.edu is the website, ITIcollege.edu. If you want to call the number to let them know that you're coming from OTB, 225-267-8003. 267-8003. That'd be great if you want to help us out. But honestly, really what I want most is for you to help yourself out by changing your life for the better and getting a career in just 2 years. We have plenty of financial assistance for those who qualify through a number of different means. Flexible class schedules. You can work full-time and still go to class. Day and night class. You get Fridays off. Beautiful 6-acre campus where you can do hands-on learning with real-world technology right there off of Airline Highway. They take care of all the scheduling for you. ITIcollege.edu.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can see where you can apply. Admissions at ITIcollege.edu is also where you can email them. But go see them off Airline Highway. You'll be blown away with the campus. You get an idea of the campus on the website, ITIcollege.edu.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back. We need to go hard on Saints Falcons tomorrow since NIL took over today's show. Sorry, Falcons. Hey, don't worry, Taylor. You can feel better. CeeDee Lamb apologized for his attitude and behavior in the loss on Sunday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, we can actually just chalk that one up as a win then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did it actually even count?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Did they actually even give up 250
I'm reading it
yards?
right here. Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, sorry for performance, attitude, and loss.
Okay. What about everybody else? Dak sorry for stealing $60 million a year?
No.
Is Micah Parsons sorry for just spouting off nonsense on his podcast all the time?
So that's what I love so much. During the break, Tay was, you've reached like the fed up level with your team when you're just kind of taking shots at anything that moves. And he's like, you know what else? I'm sick of this Micah Parsons podcast.
I was okay with it for a while, but dude, I'm just tired of it. He's not playing good.
He's not even good.
And then he goes and talks crap about everybody else on his podcast. I'm like, Micah, you hadn't done anything, dude. If you play good, you can have a podcast. You don't play good, can't have it.
Yeah, you hear that, Travis Kelce? How about you get a catch? Spent a lot of money in you in my auction draft. I did, actually. And he hasn't. Travis Kelce actually done nothing this year. Nothing, absolutely. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's podcasting.
He's too busy with fame and any other aspect of life. He's not focused.
Lost focus. Freaking your girl, Alondra Tay-Tay's just done sucked him up. Just hoovered him. Right up in there. He lives inside there now.
In the Hoover. Vacuum.
Yes.
I thought this was like a stepbrother situation.
It was. That's what I'm thinking of.
I just want to roll you up into a little ball.
Yeah, and his little and TK's little beard is just tickling her. Just tickling her.
I did see this really funny tweet the other day where it was like Swifties learning concepts, basic football concepts, and it was someone saying about Kelce
being phased out for the younger guys.
Yeah.
Like the thing that every NFL player's ever gone through. And they were like, they were just so heartbroken for him.
Yeah.
That was so good. He looked so sad at the sideline. It was so good.
He did.
But again, on the podcast front, Taylor, like, why is Kelce still doing this podcast that Amazon just bought for over $100 million?
Because they paid him $100 million.
Yeah, I know, but like, doesn't he care about football? Get the hell out of here, TK.
I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowls.
Jason Kelce. I'm just kidding. I freaking love Jason Kelce.
Jason's so much cooler than Travis, guys.
I mean, Travis is pretty... Bro, if you were Travis's teammate,
cool.
you would love Travis.
Travis is cool.
Yes.
Jason's on another level, though.
Yeah, also, Jason's, like, way more approachable. Travis has always been more flashy and stylish and, like, has reality television shows. Jason's, like, the O-lineman you went to high school with. Like, everybody knows that Jason Kelce. He's just, like, he's the paragon of that person.
We do have an update from Bob Sluka, the father of UNLV quarterback Matthews.
I cannot wait for this.
Yes, it begins.
And here it is. He told ESPN that his son's agents agreed to an NIL deal with the school back in February, never received payments despite requests, and never asked for any adjustments to the original deal. And I quote, "We have no idea what the hell happened."
See, I mean, we told guys. I don't know if we spoke about it on air, but we said this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like we literally said this was going to happen throughout the day. Both sides are going to leak. It's going to become leak off. I've done sword fights before. I've never done a leak off.
I might steal that and use it.
Yeah, you should use leak off.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'll cite my source the first time. It's mine.
Then after it's free game.
Yeah, it's mine.
Taylor, you want to have a leak off after the show?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
It's fun with me.
T. Diddy.
Guys, that is not a real picture of me and P. Diddy.
I don't know. The picture's
that
pretty
T-Bot's
damning.
been making the rounds. It's not really me.
We all know you wear gold
It's Photoshop.
You met P. Diddy?
It's Photoshop. No, I never met P. Diddy.
This is, oh, man.
pretty
So
convincing.
another report from the agents of Sluka.
I love this.
He was offered a minimum of $100,000 to transfer to UNLV. He allegedly only received $3,000.
Yikes.
And this is going to just be back and
All right,
forth
let's see
day.
what.
Now, if it was 100 and you got 3.
Next.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the counter from because. Well, the thing is, it's funny though because again, UNLV, I don't know. They probably have to be careful about addressing it directly.
Yeah.
So it's like when you hear
sources.
Yes, when you hear a UNLV TV station reporting something, that's when you know it's
That's UNLV.
Yeah.
Avo says it's going to end Sluka's career. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be real awkward for a team to make a deal with him. Like, he just got thrust into the spotlight forever now. Yeah. Like, he is a part of a bigger proxy war than he probably realized when he made this move.
When we look back on the history of NIL, Sluka.
Yeah. I mean, he could be. And it's because
like,
of the situation, Alondra, that they're in, 3-0, ranked, because there was a Notre Dame player that redshirted just this week, kind of same situation. I don't know how NIL.
Was he a starter?
I mean, he played.
Okay.
Yeah, he was somebody that played on team, and he's like, I'm going to redshirt and look elsewhere. I don't know how much NIL affected that situation, but like, it was a story, but we didn't talk about it here. I didn't even talk about it on off campus. I read it, but now I think it's because it's the quarterback. It's a 3-0 team. It's a lot of the factors that play into it. But to your point, Alondra, and I agree, it could be one of the situations that maybe changes the landscape.
There's always one.
He said it's going to be all day. It's going to be all day.
It's just one of those things you're like, man, this is fun. Glad it's not my school.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Again, that's who we feel bad for, the UNLV fans, of which there can't be many, and yet the ones who are the realest of fans, and yet now they got to suffer this crap right after getting just a little bit of sunlight.
I mean, like, everybody on the outside's enjoying it, but also, like, the boosters of other schools are calling their players, and they're like, hey, you good? You good? You need anything? You okay? All right. But you're making sure.
All right.
We don't need no Twitter post.
When we get back, let's do a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Colker's Light Vision, Ultra Blue Moonlight Sky, Citrus Sweet.
Off the bench.
Go to Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. Guys, Community Steel has blown up, and that's because they got the best product and the best prices. You know, I mean, hey, keep it simple, stupid. What if we just made our own purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, steel buildings? I mean, the very quality. We sold them at the best price. And we had an actual human sales team for our local customers to deal with. Turns out that's a winning game plan. Go to Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Yeah, when you go to that website, we always tell you, go check the top right corner, click on that. Tells you exactly where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana. They've been over there for almost 3 hours now, waiting on you. They want to show you the showroom. They want to be able to help you out with whatever your project is, and they are going to be able to help you out. Go to the website today to find all that information. That is CommunitySteelCo.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Aushner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Aushner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Hey, Active Batteries, ActiveBR.com, ActiveBR.com. All your AC, heating, and electrical needs under one roof. You get that service to the highest degree, and that's not just lip service, guys. Okay, go check it out. Take control of your comfort zone today. Look at the Google review ratings on AccuTemp. It's unreal. I should have been an AC man, but here I am. If I was an AC man, I'd be working for AccuTemp because they go the extra mile. Service to the highest degree. You want a generator? Okay, storm season, they're your experts. AccuTemp Batteries, AccuTempBR.com. All right. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kirsch Live Vision Hotels with Blue Moon Light Skies. That's your sweet. Taylor, would you be opposed to starting a GoFundMe that gave you the BBL you deserve?
Taylor, we could start awesome. A GoFundMe. I can't promise that I will use the funds correctly.
You have to.
I mean, you can give me the money and then we'll see what happens afterwards.
Wow. Taylor Sluka.
I was about to say I might pull a Sluka and be like, guys, I need more. It costs more.
Who's that one social media guy that has I think he wears butt pads, a big fake butt, but he's just
no idea.
Oh, he runs around.
Just does stunts.
Yeah.
And he makes I feel like he actually does very, very well. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Please, guys, make Taylor get a BBL. I agree. Of all things we could spend money on in this world, that would be hilarious.
I mean, they're pretty cheap out
I
in the
wonder
country.
how this started. How does this conversation start? I've been reading it for a while in the chat.
Because
wondering what happened.
You need a little.
T-Diddy.
You need some back there, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're talking about Taylor Swift, and then somebody mentioned her, and then it got to me.
Ask the Bench. Will Major Applewhite and USA stay in the game this week? Going to get blown out. Also, what color jerseys is LSU wearing? I don't think they're wearing purple. No, I don't think USA is going to. I think LSU is going to dominate them.
I think we'll win.
38-17.
I like that.
I don't know.
I was going
I was going to go 21.
LSU
I was going to go 42-20, so a little bit higher
45.
on both sides.
42.
42-20. That's kind of what I like.
I don't know. Probably. Just being conservative here, T-Bob.
I know. Has the Bench. Can everyone on set start calling T-Bob T. Diddy? No.
T. Diddy and the fam. Who you know do it better? Yeah, I could.
Ask the Bench. It's problematic that you know his music. I don't. Ask the
You
Bench.
don't know anybody's music.
I don't know Diddy's either.
You know that one person that you like to do the hand signs for, and that's it.
HOTTOGO.
T-Bob.
You can get me hot to go.
One of her songs grew on me. Only one.
I mean,
Good Luck,
what do
Babe.
you want? A freaking cookie? They're
Yeah.
awesome. Good Luck, Babe's the latest single, not on Rise and Fall of
I like
Midwest
that one,
Princess,
though.
but a great song. No, a great song for sure.
It makes me feel nostalgic.
Pink Pony Club didn't grow on you?
It didn't. Neither did that one, the Hot to Go one.
I mean, I get Hot to Go not, but Red Wine Supernova, Phenomenon.
That's the one that did
I
it
like
for me.
the
That
Good
one,
Luck Babe
the
one.
phenomenon one.
Casual.
I don't know.
None of it. You have a lot to learn. Ask the bench, Tay, how's it feel to have a quarterback rob you?
It's not that bad, guys. You get used to it. It's one of those things where it's like you accept defeat, understand that it's not necessarily your money. It's just your time and your mental well-being that's at risk, but it's fine. I'll get over it.
Hashtag Ask the bench, have you ever been harassed with a media member sending you nudes like RFK Jr.?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Taylor won't stop.
Yeah. I was going to say
Missed that.
T-Bob. So.
Anybody sending anybody nudes when they didn't ask for them?
Unsolicited nudes, a big no.
Big no.
That's sexual
Big no.
harassment.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is every time Taylor does it, he puts a camera on the ground. He just stands directly over it. Such an odd angle.
Yeah, that is a weird angle.
And he just keeps sending him.
Hey, it makes you look like you got more than you do, T-Bob. Okay, this is science.
But it's
okay,
not
that feels
even
like he's,
but it's just
practiced this before.
But it's just lamb and it's like kind of hairy and it's like pasty. It's hashtag Ask
You
the
hadn't
bench.
blocked me yet, so you know what?
You got a point.
T-Bob didn't say no.
He did not.
Ask the bench. Why are special team starters never included? We talk about starters. Doesn't the NFL team actually have 30 to 35 starters?
Yeah, War Daddies, baby.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but no.
War Daddies. Whoa, chill out, bro. Just because you got hurt on punt don't mean the rest of us did.
I got no problem with special teams, bro.
War Daddies.
That's cool.
We got at least
You are
25 players.
You're
Bruh.
not an offensive, defensive starter.
Bruh. I started on offense, but I also started on special teams, sir.
Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Off the bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction. PECbuilt.com. PECbuilt.com. I agree. Chapel, come back to New Orleans. Please. Look, here at Pinnacle, we build the spaces, you build the memories. Look at that, guys, if you're watching online. Look at how beautiful that is. Go to PECbuilt.com, guys. Look at the gallery. Pools, outdoor living areas, kitchens, fences, bulkheads, pergolas, all of it. Put turf, putting green, whatever. Pinnacle does it all, and they do it at a high. Look at the gallery. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
PECbuilt.com is the website. Pools, outdoor living, fences, bulkheads, home, or your business. Also, don't forget about the artificial turf. You kind of see it right there if you're watching this on YouTube, that artificial turf, what they can do for you. Who doesn't want a putting green in their backyard, a place to work out? They can give you that. PECbuilt.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.